Hello, and welcome to Antipode D, a show in which a bunch of Australians go on an adventure into the grim darkness of the far future. I'm your games master, Doug. It's great to have you back with us for another round of Wrath and Glory, and I'm joined as ever by my players, April, Kynwin, David, and Zindi. We have just started a new adventure, which is really, really exciting, which means it's probably time for a status report. So, uh, After Action Report 176-Theta-25N, colloquially known as the Cacochronomatic Affair. Event date 9.385.028.M42. For the attention of Lord Inquisitor Boris Oru, Ordo Kronos, classification level Vermilion. Report compiled by Interrogator Rix on behalf of Inquisitor name redacted. A continuation, my lord. When last our astropath communication broke, we were following the team that had been assembled by Trazen the Infinite on Solemnace to acquire artifacts of value, I believe was the original mandate. They were sent to the town of Freewater, a town about to be overrun by the Tyrannid menace, to acquire, of all things, a pair of pistols. Liberator auto stubs that are manufactured across the Imperium, but these ones were about to go out of stock, as it were, and so the Lord of Solemnace had a desire to own one or three. Having returned back to Solemnace and presented that particular prize, apologies, my lord, I should also have mentioned, at that point they had their first encounter with us, the Inquisitor, myself, and members of our retinue. Apologies. These chronomatic affairs do get a little out of time. Haha, haha. But having returned their prize to their captor, they have then gone out on a new adventure. Not through time this time, but directly through space. They have been sent to the wrecked craft world, the Wrath of Ruin, formerly the craft world of Lanamayesh, to acquire, once again, something that galactically has very little significance, a tapestry. Trazen wants the history of the Eldari, and the craft world of Lanamayesh is apparently the best place to go to get that. The team are preparing to enter a space hulk full of all of the dangers that you and I are well accustomed to therein, and have decided that they require equipment, stock, things that will enable them to survive the terrors that no doubt lurk in the halls of that benighted place. As fate would have it, or perhaps a touch of the God Emperor's grace, there is only one ship in their path that could possibly house the things that they need and that is favorable to trade with them. And that is ours, the Queen of White Lies. And this is where our story resumes again. So, adventurers, you have just returned to your ship, your TARDIS. I keep forgetting what I called it, but basically your temporally asynchronous, etc., etc. Transitionally asynchronous relocatable dimensional incident surveyor, your TARDIS, where Initech the Chronomancer has opened up some extra spaces in true BioWare fashion. You now have extra rooms on your ship, having completed the first mission. Rooms for each of you that you can customize to your heart's content.
We get to feed the
And
fish, as you do.
indeed, and a meditation chamber underneath that will assist with the removal of corruption points as you no doubt expose yourself to more and more chaos nonsense as our adventure continues. You have, however, been given your next mission objective. You're off to a space hulk, there to acquire a tapestry and then to leave. Before that, though, you need gear. And there is only one place to go to get that gear that's en route, and that will get you there in time to then also explore the space hulk before the Tau destroy it. And that's the Queen of White Lies. So you're now still on the deck of the TARDIS with Initech. She's just announced that to you, and that's where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything anyone wants to do before we start moving into... I was going to say hooking up with the Queen, but that's probably wrong.
Well, yeah. Nothing to say except that Gretchen didn't need to go and meditate, but she has gotten herself a cup of recaf that probably counts as a hazardous material, and she's got that as we stand around figuring out what to do next.
Wonderful. Excellent. Also, a good chance to describe anything you've added to your rooms over the last little while. Now that you've had a week to think about it.
Hmm.
Well, Neve has moved her bike into her room and has. It's basically, there's not a lot in there. There's basically just a bedroll on the stone bed, which has been slightly extended. There's a shooting range where she's been practicing her dual wielding. And there's a little corner with a workshop where so in her downtime, she's going to be tinkering with the bike to try and change its biometric data, so it is locked exclusively to her. But if she can figure it out, to her and Gretchen. She's the only other person here she trusts to ride it.
Probably also the only person sized to ride it.
That's true.
But that's real sweet. Tell Gretchen that.
That
She'd
is
be like,
lovely.
"Aw. Aw." Very nice.
Sister Anthony has added nothing. Her sparse room is perfect.
Wasn't-
Especially the
didn't
partition
she-
between the
Didn't
toilet.
she get kind of Barbie?
I mean, yeah, it's
I thought
pink
she
and
pink-
purple.
yeah, I was gonna say. I
It's
thought she
minimalist.
pinkified it, and I thought didn't she put in stained glass?
She put a window, yes, the stained glass window.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
No.
Apova similarly has not done anything. He just stares at the golden mirror.
Excellent.
Didn't he say that he got the maximal wizard clutter in there as well? There.
Not really. He's got a pretty standard, like, where he's from wizard room. Just kind of alabaster walls with some fabric hanging down. No, it's super nothing
Drapery.
fancy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Excellent.
for Gretchen's part, she's been handed a prison cell essentially, and she is amazed that she's been given a whole ass cell to herself. Like, damn, there's a toilet. There's no partition for the toilet, but like, wow, the toilet has a lid. And like she's the only one who's using it. Holy shit. And like there's 3 times as much space as she would expect from such a chamber. So like she is absolutely luxuriating.
Wonderful. Alrighty. That being the case, Initech is basically ready to plot a course. And as she's kind of tinkering with the central dais, which she plugs into to start sort of directing the TARDIS to its relative position in space, she thinks about it, has a bit of a look, and goes, "All right, we should be intercepting the Queen of White Lies as it begins its translation towards the Wrath of Ruin. Has to make a recalculation at..." She kind of hololithically maps some space out in front of you. It's a bunch of stars. You don't really recognize it. All the text's in Necron. Who knows? Should be about here. Starts plotting. You feel the kind of inertial push of the Necron faster than light technology, which... Gretchen, you've definitely been on an Imperial ship before. Apophis, you've definitely been on an Imperial ship before. Anthony and Neve, have you guys ever gone through a warp translation and like traveled interplanetarily that you can remember at this point?
Never. No.
Not that I can remember.
You're
no.
about to have a bad time.
No, we're doing Necron space, not
So
warp
Necron
space.
FTL doesn't actually run through the warp. It's literally just maths based. Like it's almost like I guess Star Trek Federation style FTL travel is perhaps a better analogy than Event Horizon. Let's literally go through hell kind
So
of travel.
I don't track,
I'm not
but I
a
think you
track
just mentioned
person,
like
no.
a bunch of different ways to travel, one of which includes incredibly unethical mushrooms.
Yes, there's a Star Trek one that travels on the Mushroom Network. We're not doing that one.
Yeah,
We're doing
we
the
had
like
that conversation, and I was a passenger, but everyone else was really invested.
we're doing the maths based travel rather than the kind of oogity boogity based travel that everyone else
to
uses.
clarify, is it instantaneous or does it just mean you can move very fast, faster than light?
Move very fast. So
okay, so it is like
Necron...
it is like warp transit. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Cool.
Yeah. It's not in point to point teleportation.
Warp,
It
but
is
not
literally
warp.
Yeah, we're not going through hell.
Not capital W warp. Exactly right. So Necron technology works basically because the Necron don't exist in the warp or like actively remove themselves from it because they hate everything that's in there.
I mean, I hate
all of
everything,
their
full
tech.
stop.
I mean, it's true, but all of their tech is based on real space. Which means all of the nonsense sort of pseudo magic you've seen Trazen do and Innertech do is all basically real world, like real universe math
It's
rather
all
than
science.
space math.
They're literally just doing science.
Yeah, correct. So anyway, those of you who have traveled through the warp before, you know what warp travel is like. You close your eyes, you pray really hard, and if you come out the other side with your soul completely intact, it's a good translation no matter where you end up, really. This is not that. This is you feel the inertia almost like you're being pushed back into a seat by, like, on a roller coaster or something like that. The G-forces kind of do take a toll on you. You may have noticed, if you have a particularly high passive perception, that Innertech very quickly pushed a button to activate inertial dampeners because she almost forgot to, because Necron don't need it.
We nearly became soup. It's cool.
Thanks, Queen.
That is the real rocks fall, everyone dies of this adventure in terms of, like, I don't know, your pilot forgot to turn on inertial dampeners. You're all paste. But you feel the movement as you kind of shift, and she goes, all right, if I calculated this right, we should get there just in time for... And then you feel, after a decent amount of travel, the inertia sort of lets go. You all pitch forwards a little bit as everything stops. Basically on a dime. Necron ships are very, very maneuverable in that way, and so it kind of stops. The main viewport kind of pivots around, and you arrive just in time to see real space break. And the Queen of White Lies emerges from a speck of unlight, weird light, colors that make you sick to look at, really. They have come the long way around. They did take the shortcut through hell, because that's what the Imperium of Man has access to. They have emerged from the warp intact, and as they do, you also see a number of escort ships emerge with them. So it looks like the Queen has made a successful translation with their fleet, and they are...
Do we see our lad from last time?
The Firestarter?
Great question. Whoever's manning sensors, give me a tech check to see if you can pick up the ident codes of the ships that are in front of you.
Oh man. I mean, Gretchen would be looking. Probably our Intertech would probably be like, do not take that recaf near my count. Do not take that recaf.
Well, isn't Gretchen our pilot now?
Well, she does have pretty high pilot.
Yeah.
So she
I think
sitting in your seats.
But I think Neve still has the highest tech. So Neve would be not flying, but at another station. So it would be her, I think.
So what were we rolling, tech? Oh yeah,
So
I've only got three. I've only got 3 of that, so not me.
So if Neve wants to roll tech, it'll just be a DN3. It's not particularly hard to pick up ident codes. All ships in the galaxy tend to scream them at everyone so that you know who's who.
Yeah, I steer. I don't care who I'm crashing into.
That is 4 successes.
Okay, that makes you Han and David Chewie.
Pretty much.
So, Neve, you are checking the scanners as they emerge into real space. There's the slight wobble of unrealized kind of stuff that happens with warp translation. But as ships emerge from that awful dimension and into real space, you get ident codes. The Queen of White Lies is obviously the biggest ship there. It's a Dictator-class cruiser, which for any of you who... I mean, I'm not expecting any of our players to know what a Dictator-class cruiser is, but it's basically 6 kilometers of ship, from armored prow to giant engine block at the end. Huge gunnery decks in front of rows and rows and rows of flight bays. And as she emerges from the warp, those flight bays disgorge wings of fighters for close support as the ship begins its usual kind of local defense protocols.
For people who don't 40k at all, though, it's basically Notre Dame in space.
Correct.
Size-wise,
they look like cathedrals.
It's about 3/4 of the length of the Superstar destroyer from Star Wars. So the command ship in Return to the Jedi.
Yep.
Very big, right. Looks like a cathedral. Lots of arches and crenellations and skulls everywhere.
Such a Venn diagram of nerd shit happening.
Oh yeah, it's a melting pot, our 40k. Just wait till you hear the scub conversations about StarCraft and which one did it first.
all sorts of stuff. You're probably too far away to resolve any real details on the Queen of White Lies from this distance, but if you've seen an Imperial ship before, which again, Gretchen and Apophis, you guys definitely have, it's a fairly standard-looking Imperial ship, the usual battlements, the big bridge at the top, glass
Yep.
dome for observation, all that sort of stuff.
All them pointy
as it
bits.
sort of emerges from the warp.
Mhm.
Emerging alongside her is a Dauntless-class light cruiser, which is about 5 kilometers of ship, much thinner than the Queen.
Mhm.
Much more maneuverable, more powerful engines, less armor is kind of the trade-off. Which is the Careless Whispers as it emerges from the warp. And then escorting Whispers are 2 Cobra-class destroyers, which are 1.5 kilometers of light escort ship, effectively. The Firestarter and the Bulletproof.
Mhm.
And so they have all emerged from the warp into real space, and you can see they're beginning to plot their next dip into the great ocean. They don't seem to have noticed you. You guys aren't really broadcasting an ident code at this point. So you could just watch them go if you really wanted.
I think we'd better hail them from the croissant. It's
We
important.
should make it very clear that we are not Necrons.
Yeah, better put us up on the screen. Gonna do that Star Trek, all of us huddled in front of the webcam kind of thing.
Should Neve do the talking?
Probably.
I mean, you have the most points in talking.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So Neve will activate a comm and say, actually, we have a sort of... Have we named our ship? Our little croissant? Because it has...
It's got some sort of
I mean,
number.
no, not really.
I don't recall.
We could not name it and just say we're hailing Demetrius.
Yeah,
Where are you, bruh?
I was planning on saying that. I just like to open with... Yeah, okay. So,
This is the whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's going to say...
Starship, not this again.
This is the zombie croissant.
This is Starship Redacted, calling Inquisitor Demetrius requesting permission to dock for trade.
Immediately, you notice that all of the small, like, void craft and fighters that had launched from the Queen pivot towards you. Something has snuck through the sensor net and has been detected, and they all immediately wheel about and start flying towards you at speed.
P.S. Please don't shoot us.
Yeah, don't shoot, she's one of ours.
Shit, that's what we should name it. That is.
You have a
Yes.
moment of dead silence as these ships roll towards you at speed through the void before you hear a familiarly distorted Vox channel. Unidentified vessel, this is the Firestarter. Confirm last location.
Gretchen in the background is Leo pointing.
Important to note, it's not the same voice you heard last time. This voice is female, has all the same authority of the last person you spoke to on the Firestarter, but it's clearly not the same person.
Well, a couple of 100 years have passed from their perspective. So confirm...
But we are still going to call out where it was that we were at last day.
Which I definitely wrote down.
Yeah, we definitely wrote it down, and definitely our Necron friend will know.
I wrote it down, but my handwriting is terrible. It was Chade Ritz? No. That can't say Ritz. There's a J2 in
Texas,
it, I think.
mate!
It was a sad little planet that is very dead now.
Yes, Chade R1-J2, you are quite correct. I will honor the notes that have been written.
1. Good grief. My writing really is bad. Even when I'm trying to make it legible.
Surprised you didn't type it.
Fun to write notes, though.
Well, I've got screens everywhere
Yes.
because of the stream.
Mm.
So yes, I will identify. I believe our last encounter was at Jade R1-J2.
Static-laced silence for a moment. Make a persuasion check. I'm not going to give you a difficulty number for this one. I have a number in my head.
Ooh. No, I am re-rolling that. I'm not even waiting for an answer. 6.
6 successes is pretty good.
But is it good enough?
Unidentified vessel. Proceed to docking bay 23. Fighter escort will carry you in. And you see immediately most of the fighter craft that was speeding towards you bank off and return to their usual patrol routes. 3 of them wheel or continue to basically afterburner straight towards you as you presumably at this point start maneuvering into position, and then they escort you into docking bay 23. Aboard the Queen of White Lies.
We did it.
Gretchen, you're flying at the moment. Are you going to try anything
No! God, no.
in between?
No, mate. We're good.
No, you are presumably relatively familiar with this kind of protocol anyway. You've been on troop ships hundreds of times.
Yep.
When the person in the big ship says do a thing, you just do the thing.
You do the thing. Yup. That is entirely how it works.
Gretchen, after a moment, there's a little beeping on your console that basically indicates that the auto tracker for the Queen has taken over or wants to take over the flight to effectively auto drive or autopilot your ship the last few, kilometers into, or last few 100 meters into the docking bay so that you can get out and not crash into everything else on the way through.
Yeah. Look, if they don't want to do the parallel park for me, that's fine.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Neve will say to Inotech, it's you probably don't need to say this, but it'd probably be best if you keep a low profile while we're doing this.
I think she do.
Yes, I'll stay in here. I am a little concerned that we are flying a Necrontyr ship into an Imperial vessel, but they haven't shot us down yet. So presumably, you guys might have just stolen this one.
Yes. Would you mind if we claimed that we have stolen this? That this is requisitioned technology?
Gretchen just raises her head in the back. Sadler.
That's fine. Yes. Yes, just don't tell me you stole it. I mean, it's stolen anyway. Between Trazen taking it off the Lord Diviner, but whatever.
We can call it the SS Legitimate Salvage.
So you are piloted in. Those fighters kind of break off just as you enter the docking bay and resume their patrols as well. So it's just your ship rolling into a landing bay and descends on its landing struts, and you are now sitting on a standard Imperial docking bay. It is everything you imagine it to be from like the movie Aliens. There is mesh grating everywhere. There are low-hanging cables. There
I was
is
going to say, what's
dripping for
the
some
proportion
reason.
of chains?
Yeah, chains are
'Cause
jangling basically at all times.
Whoever was designing that ship was like, what's the number of chains that a spaceship needs? Now triple it.
Correct.
Thinking about that the other day. Anyway.
First of all,
Yep.
add 1, because the answer is normally 0, I think. And then triple that.
Yes. So yeah, you have successfully landed. It is reasonably well lit. There are obviously big dark corners because it's a big cavernous space, and big yellow flashing landing lights are going basically full tilt. As you land, a series of servitors roll up on tractor units to anchor your ship, to hook up fueling cables, all those sorts of things.
Oh, that's nice.
The poor lobotomized servitor with the fueling cable rolls up to where it would expect the fueling port to be on an Imperial shuttle.
Mhm.
And then just kind of, you hear the tap, tap, tap as it tries to attach the fueling port.
Oh,
to
buddy.
blank Blackstone.
Hey, if he got terrorized, he know what he did. So
Poor little guy.
You see there is a figure in red robes down on the deck. Really quite all-encompassing red robes, white trim, host of additional mechanical appendages hanging out the back of them.
Hot.
They screech at the refueling servitor in what, for all intents and purposes, sounds like dial-up modem.
It's binaric.
Yes, so speaking the language of the machine god, binaric, and the thump, thump, thump stops, and you see the refueling servitor back out and sort of resume its place somewhere else. What also catches your eye as you land and as you kind of stand up and get ready to leave is there's about 30 naval officers with racked shotguns standing directly in front of your ship, and someone you recognize.
I was going to say.
Although last time you saw her, she had a porcelain mask hiding half of her face.
Oh man, I thought it was going to be Caspiel again. Oh well, that'll be
that's
Malthodia.
a lot of women in masks in our adventures.
It's hot. Style.
It is a good look.
I
It's true.
love it. I love it. I love it.
Ladies know how to accessorize.
So this was, you remember her from your brief interaction or lack of interaction with the Inquisitor
With
at the very top of the Administratum building in Freewater. This is, you presume, the same person, Malthodia Stern. She's got the same bionic, the same elegant armor, the same red pants, the same, dagger at her hip.
I was going to say, and the same step wrong and I will shoot you.
Exactly the same expression on her face as you saw last time, except now you see it on both sides of her face.
Groovy.
Purpose will step out very gingerly. As a Chaos Space Marine.
I was going to say, make an awareness check for me, Purpose, as you step out.
Gingerly. Awareness.
Yeah, just a DM3. It's,
Yeah.
3 exactly. These are disciplined naval officers. They know their duty. They will do it. They have just seen a Space Marine step off this ramp. And they've all heard the stories. They all know what a Space Marine can do. You notice them shift quite a bit. Grips get a little tighter on weapons. Stances get a little firmer. Everyone's a little bit on edge.
He's depressed. He's not going to do anything.
Could a depressed person? Okay. Well, yes, actually, though.
Could a depressed person do this? What are
We've
you
got.
doing?
I mean, we got.
Cartwheels.
Yeah, we got proof of kind of could a depressed person do this? Though, 'cause I'm pretty sure that some of the lads' horse did nothing wrong. For what it's worth, Gretchen, sort of following down, she does have her ridiculous gun, but it's on her back.
Yeah.
She has
Noted.
it slung.
Neve's pistols are under her coat and her needler rifle is slung over her back.
Sister Anthony is just walking around like a tourist.
Man, these guys got a sister of battle and a Space Marine.
And
we mean
Neve
business.
has her hands not way up in the air, but certainly open and visible to say, I am not carrying anything. And
as you do that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
yes, Neve will say, we're hoping we might be able to do some trade.
Neve, make an awareness check for me. Sorry, actually, make an awareness check to kind of pick up on the vibe in the room.
Okay.
Again, just DM3. They're not really trying to hide how they're feeling about stuff.
4, so close, but yes.
4 successes. Malthodia is not giving much away at the head of this delegation, but there is a bit of tension in the room as she steps forward and says, unidentified traders, you have been accepted on board this ship in fulfillment of a debt long held by one of our escorts. But until we know who you are all to be detained and interrogated in our brig. Please accompany me.
A brig. Nice.
The brig.
What's a brig?
Purposeful.
Is it equipped with recaf?
It might be.
Gretchen's like, yeah, but not for you.
Neve will say, I was expecting to see Lord Inquisitor Boris Oru.
Are you looking for a tell on that?
Yes. I want to know how she
let's
reacts to
make
that.
I'll let you roll awareness or investigation. That one will be DN 5 because she plays things pretty close to the chest, but
I've got the same stat for both, so we'll make it awareness again.
Mm-hmm. 4.
I'm going to reroll.
Okay.
So close. Yes, that is now a success.
That is now a success with 5. So you've got a shift somewhere in there too, I think. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, you'd have to use the 6 for the last.
Yeah, I want to get
thing.
as much information as I can.
There's a slight clenching of the jaw, but there's not a recognition of the name initially.
Okay. And Neve will say, it's possible things have changed since our last encounter with your ship.
Purpose will lean over to Neve. It's possible that we might not even have met them yet.
And Neve says,
Their suspicion is understandable. If we have a Necron ship, a human, an Imperial Guard out of position, a Sister of Battle, and a Chaos Space Marine.
Okay. Neve says, okay, so this might actually be the first time we've ever met. We know...
As you start kind of thinking about what to say, you can see that Malthodia is not actually particularly interested in having a conversation on the flight deck. She is very much inclined to get you to the brig because those are her orders, and that's what she's here to do.
Okay. So Neve says, very well, we will... we look forward to answering all your questions.
She nods, not entirely without relief at not having to fight both a Space Marine and a Sister of Battle, and says, acknowledged. Weapons will be collected here and made available upon your release if and when that happens.
Gretchen's probably named her gun, and I have not stopped to think about what it is.
Purpose will drop his power axe and his bolter.
Oh man,
3 guys have to lift the bolter.
I was going to say, we're going to have a Pirates of the Caribbean
yes.
sequence here.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, look, Gretchen's going to hand over her gun and be like, just be real gentle with
her. The trooper who picks up your gun, Gretchen, nods appreciatively. They know what it's like to have a gun that they like.
Yep.
Neve is going to hand over the needle rifle and is then going to make a show of, I also have 2 pistols and a mono knife that I could have tried to conceal, but here you go.
Cool.
Yeah, Sister Anthony will hand over her big hammer.
Big hammer with the extra hammer, which has been gaffed to it, I think.
Yeah, it's got with Gretchen's help. There are now like bits attached to it. It's not elegant, but it is. terrifying.
Mm.
And
love
she
this
will
procession.
she will jauntily hand it over and ask them to look after Mademoiselle Cochon.
Oh, she'll be offering it with
yeah.
one hand, and the guy who tries to grab it is just gonna.
Yep.
There's three
It is
guys
a little
carrying
bit
a hammer,
blurry.
3 guys carrying a bolter.
Yep.
It's probably like a team of 1 and 2 carrying the hammer. Actually, like one of the front, one of the back.
Yeah,
Sister Anthony and Gretchen, as your kind of, for want of a better term, tech abominations are handed over for review, the poor Magos in the red robes,
Oh shit!
who had been overseeing the rights of, powering down effectively for your ship,
Very discomforting.
their eyes don't boggle because they're like fixed lenses, but they do rotate in a boggly kind of way as they look
Yeah.
at the somewhat tech sacrilege that has
Workmanship.
been done here. Yeah. But they say nothing. They're busy with their rights. They don't want to interrupt those.
Yep.
So
But is anyone concealing anything at this point?
if I am, it's not on purpose. Let me check.
No, that's kind of what I mean, right? Like if you're deliberately concealing something, let me know now and we'll
Okay.
roll for it.
Oh,
But otherwise,
I have a Astartes combat knife too. I'll drop that.
Gretchen's not
it is-
handing
Oh
over
yeah,
Five
her
I'm
of it.
swimming
pouches.
in grenades. I should also hand over my grenades.
Actually, you can have
I-
a moment where it's like, and this one, and this one,
And
and
one.
this one.
He's got like a little purse in this one. and this
You
one.
would-
This is my frack and this is my crack. Please do not mix them up. I have only just figured out what they do.
Gretchen's gonna look over to the guy with her gun and be like, "Just don't make any real sudden movements, just to warn you."
Please do
they
not
were
dislodge
holding
the
it quite
tape.
close.
It is new.
They just move
Maybe a
your
little,
weapon assembly, Gretchen, just a little bit further out from their body
Yeah.
for safety reasons.
Yeah.
And trying real hard to keep it stable while they walk. Not too much bounce.
Yeah. Got a little bit of that, corrected.
Yeah, those floating arms kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, you all hand over your stuff. You're in the brig. Unless any of you want to try and make a break for it, but that's not the vibe I'm getting from our
No.
handing over of weapons at this point.
No, look,
But,
it's a nice.
Mr.
It's a
Anthony
nice
has
brig.
no
She's been in brigs
objectives.
before. She's been in brigs before, and you know what? This is a pretty nice brig.
Gretchen, it is actually a really, really nice brig. There
Yeah.
is no
Oh.
rust.
Mhm.
All the amenities are clean and have
Yeah, I
clearly
was
been
gonna say
cleaned
there's not
in
blood
between
stains
uses.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yep. Everything is honestly, it's not a million miles away from the cell that Innertech just released to you. Except there are 4 of you in this one, and the
Yeah, I know.
bars are quite obviously see-through. It's not Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
The bed is also actually soft.
Wow.
I know, right? I mean, I say
Mhm.
soft, not
y-
Blackstone.
Yeah.
It's effectively like a Hessian kind of mat at that point. That's
No, look,
sleepable if
luxury.
you really wanted to.
Bloody luxury.
As you kind of shuffle into the brig and sit and wait, there's a little bit of time there before there is the sound of footsteps. Awareness test if you want to try and figure out how many people are coming,
No.
or you can just kind of wait and be surprised.
Oh, why not?
I mean, yeah, Gretchen, awareness, you reckon? Man, I have
Yeah,
5
sorry, they're
points
not
in
hiding
this. Let's
footsteps.
go.
Oh, me too. I'm
Is
not
it
using
rolling
them,
it in
though.
both my screens here? Yeah, okay. Well, it's heresy anyway. Stuff's echoing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an unfamiliar space, Gretchen. You're hearing footsteps, but they might be overlapping. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Apophis with 2 shifts, you are well aware that there are 3 people coming. One of reasonably average human height and build and what have you. One is clearly much larger than that, but still
shit.
moving at a reasonable speed.
Because
And
I
one
can
is
hear
clearly
Liam.
much smaller than that and is accompanied by the tap, tap, tap of a staff as they arrive.
Interesting.
Rounding the corner, you see a very finely dressed gentleman in a pressed suit with a long fur cloak.
Yay!
His coxcomb of hair is drooped over one side. It is bright green for this adventure in the front, and then black through the mane or through the rest of the body of it. And he is accompanied by the awful but somewhat familiar smell of licorice cigars. As he is busily puffing away on one as he walks in. He's accompanied by a very large man in medical scrubs wielding a chain axe over one shoulder, and a very short man in effectively a plague doctor mask with a large ushanka atop his small head, carrying a staff with a funerary urn welded to the top of it, covered in text and scribblings and effectively the chicken scratch of a madman. But that is who you see rounding the corner. You can see that the finely dressed gentleman is about to launch into his usual spiel to introduce himself to someone.
Hey, Gretchen gets in ahead of that one. Hey, Caspiel!
It is at exactly this moment that Sister Anthony realizes what's going on, because she did not really recognize that this was the same group of people. She's not going to say anything. She's just going to be like, oh.
Huh. So you do know me.
Hey.
How interesting. Gallets? Gretchen, you feel someone else's mind lightly brushing against yours.
You know what? She's probably been psyched at during her special therapy as a chem dog. So she would probably just kind of, make face.
She's
Don't like that.
Look, Gretchen is probably of our group. It's probably best that Gretchen is the one with the psycho in their mind.
Yeah. Right?
That's true.
All that's in here is the Emperor, man.
So you feel a light brush. There's no like deep psychic probing or anything going on, but there is
not
like a
grabbing
gentle
her like
brush
a frog.
against. Yep, gentle brush against your brain before you hear. She knows you. Grandmother says so.
Oh, I purpose wanted to speak to Gallets.
Okay.
Yeah. He just wants to tell him that your grandmother's predictions, some of them come true, you know.
All of grandmother's foretelling has come true. Great stranger.
They do not, little one, but I'm glad.
Huh. You can see he's actively listening to the urn welded to the top of his staff.
You get that head cocked.
No, grandmother says she's never wrong.
We have this conversation often.
Apophis, you feel a light brush against your brain.
Hey, good luck with that, bud.
Yeah. Does our fella have to take
Screaming.
the perils of the warp? Because he might.
It's the dust spiraling meme and the theme from the pyramid level in Mario.
See
Oh
how
yeah.
see how you feel getting corruption points.
Wouldn't do that if I were you, buddy.
You tell the truth. But grandmother tells the truth.
Where one of us is lying.
Gallus is having like an existential crisis mid-conversation at this point. He's kind of muttering to himself off in the corner. Caspiel gives him a bit of a sideways glance, but pays it no real mind.
He needs that time. Don't talk to him for a while.
I see you know us quite well. How?
Well, a bit well, says Gretchen. I mean, the
Not
last
very
time we
well
saw
at
you, it
all.
was only the first time we saw you.
Neve
That
says
was for about 20 minutes.
this might take some persuading, but we're time travelers.
Huh. Hey Neve, roll persuasion. DN, let's say 5 because time travel's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly.
But with a 9,
That's
with
pretty
2
good.
shifts.
And a
Getting
Roth
that
critical.
glory.
And a Roth critical, so we've added some glory back in. Cool. So, you've got 2 shifts there. What would you like to do with your shifts? It's normally faster, more information, or better quality.
Yeah, just better quality.
Cool.
Damn.
I mean,
really convinced.
I mean, if they believe this, then everything that comes afterwards is going to be a whole lot easier. This is the difficult part.
you start telling the story. This is one of those scenes where we have, the flashback and we do the clip show episode, basically, where we take snippets from when you met the team last time and play them for the audience.
I won't go into details about Trazen at the moment or how we acquired our time machine, just to say that we are not at liberty to divulge that particular information, but our interests so far have been aligned. At least we've never found ourselves at odds with each other.
We got 2 laughs from that.
That's good. I like it. So
Gretchen in the background is going to be like, so last time was the first time for us, but it's maybe not. And you liked us real well, and we had no idea who the f you were.
It has all been very confusing.
Caspiel listens in rapt attention to everything you have to say, and ultimately goes, so we do figure it out. How splendid. Well, I look forward to that particular future coming to pass.
It's a bit weird.
Well, I can say that we have encountered you in the past, so the future will indeed come to pass.
They haven't even shown her an excruciator yet, so she's having a fabulous time.
Oh, yes, I like that one. I'm keeping that one for later. Although I guess you've already heard it. Okay, that explains a lot. The Firestarter were most adamant we let you on board. Something about ancient debts passed down through 3 generations of captains.
Oh, we're just glad to see they made it out.
And Neve says, it's possible that the exact details of that debt have been forgotten. I'd be happy to fill their captain in if they're curious.
Funny you should say, actually. Now that we've established that you're not here to murder us all, and he casts a wary eye over to Gallets, who is still arguing with the urn at the top of his staff, we have established the veracity of what you have to tell us, I think. Gallets, they tell the truth. Grandmother says so. Yes, Grandmother, I am listening. I'm talking to my friends. And on it goes. Wonderful. Well, now that we've established that, we're going to have to arrange A, better quarters for you, and B, a banquet in your honor to thank you for that debt repayment. The Firestarter has been a most worthy escort vessel for the Queen, and to be honest, we owe you. So,
Gretchen's touched.
If you have, or I'll unlock the doors now. You can go and recover your gear at the front desk. Head back to your ship, put on your formal dining wear, and I will see you all then.
Ow, what?
What?
Oh boy.
Before they walk away, Neve will say, what if this is all we have to wear?
Gretchen elbows and be like, we'll back on the ship. They'll be able to get us something.
Caspiel moves to, basically has the look on his face like, good one. The only thing you have to it.
And then he's like, oh, wait, not everyone has
serious.
16 leopard print.
He looks more mortified now than when you were telling him that you were time travelers.
Aw. We've just got no style.
No, this simply will not do. Well, return to your ship, stow any gear that you need to, and then, you, servitor. Dunk, 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 dunk. Servitor, identify yourself. This unit is LM493. Yes. Escort these to my cabin. Take them to the ship first, and when they're ready, take them to my cabin. Is that understood? Compliance. Excellent. Well, I'll see you all then. And then he turns and disappears. And Lexel and Gallets leave with him. Lexel said nothing the entire time. He was clearly just there as muscle and to provide some light interrogation should it be required.
A gleam a bit.
But you all seem fine. So now it's time for a dinner party.
Oh yeah.
So you obviously all go and get your gear. Basically, at the arms station at the front of the brig, all of your gear has been stowed in various lockers, except for Apophis's gear, which is a little bit too large to store in a usual human-sized arms locker.
Yeah.
So a bolter, a forceaxe, and what used to be a power sledgehammer and is now something else covered in duct tape are all just leaning up against the wall next to the arms locker. So you can all grab all your gear. Nothing's missing. No one's stolen anything.
Nice.
I'd be a bit mad too, to be honest.
Yes, correct. If
These
you'd
are
like to
most
count your grenades,
definitely
please feel free to. But
Put them all back in the purse.
and then you're escorted back to your ship to pick up anything that you might need that you didn't have a chance to get when you're escorted down to the brig.
Neve
Or drop anything
will
off.
stow her needler rifle on the ship because it's a bit cumbersome just having it on her back all the time, but she is keeping her smaller weapons just because they make her feel comfortable.
I suppose if it's a fancy dinner, Gretchen probably ought to leave her big gun and just take like a las gun and a Bowie knife. is probably what constitutes a guard being
Perfect.
formal.
Yeah, that's right. Like light equipment.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, Gretchen, you've effectively gone stealth ops mode. As the usual, leave the big kid at home, take the concealables.
Yeah. Like if they're about to set the chem dogs loose in a city with a mission, then there's probably different set of kit. Certainly not with the inhaler tank or anything.
Yes. No, that makes sense.
But she probably
Wonderful.
does have pouches full of things that would make your eyeballs roll out.
Perfect. Anthony, Apophis, are you guys leaving anything on the ship?
Probably
Or are
leave.
you taking all your gear?
I'll leave the bolter. I feel like most Space Marines, other than the Emperor's Children, just wear their armor as their formal wear, right?
I mean, it is already blessed and polished and anointed and everything. So
it's already had all the.
It's pretty
oils.
nice.
At some point during that interaction, Sister Anthony is going to remember that she had a bolt pistol on her the whole time.
Tucked into her
she's going to
bustle.
keep it. She's going to bring
That's
that
fair.
on.
Wonderful.
Well, actually, no, it'd probably be in a garter, honestly.
I was gonna say, it's such a little gun.
Yeah, this is Derringer, but Sister of Battle.
Yeah, she'll bring it. It could be useful. I'll pop it down her cleavage.
Yeah, I've just got the knife and the forceaxe.
Yep. Cool.
We're all still
Excellent.
a little bit armed.
Yeah, as you should be, right?
Normal.
It's the 41st millennium. No one's going to dinner.
It's the
unarmed.
It's practically jewelry.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
People wear swords ceremonially. It's not that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No peace bindings here, though.
Speaking of, you'll encounter this soon enough, but there are literally weapons built into jewelry in 40k. Jakiro digital weapons are effectively ring-mounted weapons of really quite terrible power, built by an alien species and then just stolen by humanity wholesale, and distributed.
Humanity.
And there'd be plenty of that Ottoman bullshit as well, where some planetary governor has got an axe that's also a shotgun that.
Exactly right. Yeah. All those sorts of things. So you follow LM493, who you know more affectionately as Liam, but no one else seems to at this point, as it thunk.
Yep, it's our boy.
Down the corridor. The faded yellow armor is just as faded as the last time you saw it. Of all the people who you've encountered who have had minor changes, LM-493 is unchanged, exactly the same as it was last time you met them. And so
he's the forklift, right?
Neve,
yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
As they're walking, Neve is just going to take her mono knife, go up to Liam, find a piece of, just in a bit of the.
Try and carbon date this motherfucker.
Very subtly, she's just going to put a little notch on in the metal on Liam's back, just a little short line.
Okay, let's make that a cunning check. DN, let's say 5, because it'll be tricky. but not impossible. He
See,
is still
Gretchen
a
was going to
servitor at
ask
the end
where
of the day.
Korak is, but then she realized that
Mm.
if we don't know them, like, maybe don't get weird.
I think it's okay to apply my valuable prey modifier for this. Like I'm tracking a target.
Yep.
It's for
Yep.
cunning or tracking
That's true.
tests relating to tracking a target. Cool. So
Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's a-okay.
That is
If Liam's
10
your
dice.
target, for want of a better term, at this point.
What was the
Yep.
DN? Sorry?
DN5. It's a tricky one, but not impossible. He is still a slow-moving forklift at the end of the day. Oh, you succeed, definitely.
But there is a
But we have our first
complication.
complication of the day.
Okay.
I'm excited for you to drop your weapon again.
Woo! Oh, no.
Clang, 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 clang.
Ah, interesting.
Something from your past, which could be when he like almost aggressed at you, and Caspian was like, no. Because that's from your past, it's not from his past. Maybe.
If you've got something that you want to bring up, David, I'm happy to roll with that, but I also have a thought.
Go ahead.
You successfully scratch Liam. Liam now has a mark to indicate that LM-493 is a servitor that you have encountered previously. As you scratch Liam's armor plating, there is just the ghost of a familiar talon running down your cheek,
Ooh.
and the scent of the most intoxicating perfume on the air. It's gone in an instant, but it pops up briefly and then fades.
Yeah. So the rest of you will just see Neve walk up, do something, and then just stop. Stop dead. And you either bump into her or have to sort of move around her as she takes a moment to regain her senses and get her stride back.
Wonderful. And without without any further complications, you make your way to really quite you make your way quite a distance, really, because you started on the flight decks, which is kind of amidships. This is a large vessel. You have walked for a while before you even hit an elevator shaft, and then you're in that elevator for a while, about as long as you were for the ride up to the top of the Texas Minehead before you hit the upper decks. When you step out of that elevator into the upper decks, the change is palpable. What was, standard sci-fi decking with cables snaking along the walls and strobe lights everywhere and just harsh lighting top to like ceiling to floor, all that sort of stuff, suddenly becomes much softer. There are no, incandescent light strips providing illumination here. It's all soft, warm lighting out of elegantly made sconces that are set into the walls. The floors are carpeted. It's almost like you've walked into a well-heeled house, basically. The decking is still ultimately metal, and you do still hear the clang as you walk, but you're now walking over carpet, so the sound is now much more muffled. All of the sounds of the ship have faded away. There's some really excellent sound baffling technology in place. And you are now upper decks, where the officer corps tend to live, not down below with the ratings. So, you make your way to Caspiel's quarters. Although quarters is perhaps a little modest for what he has, it's probably more halves than quarters. It is a huge space.
I was waiting for that joke, and you delivered so well.
It is a huge space. Stuff is everywhere. There's animal hides sort of thrown over every conceivable surface that could take an animal hide.
More pairs of
there's a bed.
shoes than you think could possibly exist.
Cabinetry everywhere. And as you walk in, he has very clearly finished getting himself ready for dinner, and he's always reasonably well dressed, but now he is dressed for a formal event. His traveling coat, which are his fine furs, have all been ditched, and he's now wearing a crushed velvet jacket with quite a large ruffle around his neck. His suit is immaculate and has clearly been steam pressed kind of 10 seconds before you walked in. And in fact, you're not entirely sure he doesn't have some kind of auto steaming technology keeping everything crisp and smooth over the course of the evening built into his gear subtly.
Oh, I wish.
And he says, "Welcome. Come on in. Now, first things first." Turns to you, Apophis, and says, "I do apologize. I don't think I'm going to have anything in your size."
That's fine.
The good
I'm
news
just gonna
is
sit down.
your armor is basically presentable as is. Do I have your permission to summon some servitors to clean it?
Get a good polish.
I suppose.
How
It's
many
been a
thousand
while.
years since you've had one of those? Hey.
A while.
Gretchen isn't saying this. This is Zen.
He does have his
Wonderful.
armor looked after by someone, but they're not here anymore.
Wonderful. Well, let's get to it. He taps a few things on a data pad that he's got in his hand, and shortly a team of servitors, serfs, various folk will appear to start buffing your armor. Your armor will be polished to an elegant shine.
He will stand there and let it happen.
While Apophis is occupied of that, Neve will quietly say to Caspiel, you might appreciate some work around the eyes as well.
A bit of makeup.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think Astartes went for that sort of thing.
Neve says, he's acquired a few perks in his very long life. A few quirks in his very long life.
Did you actually say perks as well as quirks? I love that.
Perks and quirks.
I mean,
It's
bit of
true.
both.
You have
Bit
acquired
of
both.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how interesting. Well, there is a full, of course, there's a full makeup station through the third bedroom over there. So help yourselves. And basically just leaves it at that. If you want to do yourselves up pretty, you are more than welcome to. He has a well-heeled collection of things in a very well-organized bathroom.
Perhaps looks mournfully towards the makeup.
Look, Gretchen's gonna be like, God.
Gonna go waddle over. I assume someone's gonna do it for him, or does he have to do it?
No,
someone's-
there's a
it'll be-
team on staff who clearly
Yeah.
don't have any other job on the ship. This is
Mhm.
this is their gig.
Apply eyeliner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
They are Caspiel's team.
Do your hairpins and things.
He'll get some kohl around his eyes, Egyptian style.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, for the rest of you, I have options. Follow me. And he leads you through a different doorway out to effectively his wardrobe. It is, you know, those like car parks that you can in like big cities where they have like the carousel of cars that just rotate through. It's that, but it's just banks and banks and banks of clothes.
It's Legally Blonde. It's Mean Girls.
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It is all of those things. So basically, anything elegant that you would like to wear to dinner, you can absolutely wear to dinner. Caspiel has it all.
Yay.
Elegant.
I mean, Sister Anthony will gravitate to something pink and sparkly.
I was gonna say you're gonna go the full Cinderella. Gonna have Sleeping Beauty was the one with the pink and the blue.
Yeah, it was the pink. I'm thinking more like Jessica Rabbit, but hot pink.
Woof.
Ooh.
Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Oh yeah.
I assume he has a clingy pink gown in there.
He's gotta. He's absolutely.
Oh, my darling, I have 30. And the carousel rolls over, and it is just clingy dresses.
Yeah.
In every shade you could possibly want.
Okay.
Yeah, she's grabbing the hottest of pinks.
Perfect.
Neve has almost no knowledge of what could be available. So she's going to... there has to be like a catalogue or something, so, pages for her to flip through to suddenly go, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to look like. So she will find...
Caspiel has a stack of fashion magazines sitting around the place, so you can absolutely find something and go, this please.
So it's going to be...
Gothic Vogue.
Fashion is not my specialty, but it's going to be like the traditional sort of long Chinese dress, in black with just
Cacao. I believe
uh,
it's what we
Yeah,
call it.
sort of
Chipao.
a thin metallic red details, split the sides sort of up to about her hip, so that you can actually see where the metal leg ends and
Ooh, sexy.
the actual skin of the thigh begins.
Very nice.
Mm-mm-mm.
Looks nice.
So as far as like formal and stuff for Gretchen, I mean, she has been redacted, and then convict, and then a bit of a commando. She's not ever been put somewhere in a place where she's supposed to look fancy. So her idea of it is stuff that's not ripped, stuff that's not like blood stained, probably still kind of militaristic because that's what she expects to be wearing. So she ends up she finds herself a kind of double-breasted sort of trench coaty thing, because it's coming from Caspiel. It is purple.
Yes.
So she's got this trench coat with a little bit of the duster thing going on, and she finds herself a little pair of red spectacles to go with them.
This is
And
both Todd and Prince.
yeah, yeah. She basically Todd cosplay. Because it's still looks presentable, and
You get
you
some
can.
gold fringe on the shoulders.
Oh, look, I don't think she'd go as far as getting
Oh,
braid.
she's not getting officers.
Because
Yeah.
no, you're in charge
Yeah.
if you've got braid on you,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Right.
she is well not in charge here, and does
Staying
not
infantry.
wish to try and imply that she is. So militaristic,
So respectful.
but not ripped, not dirty. Good stuff.
Nice. Apophis, you of course have the capacity to mold your armor to look like whatever you want anyway. So, are there any cosmetic changes you're making for a formal event?
Oh, the questions.
I feel like he doesn't. I think it's fine.
You just
Do you
get
think he'd
fuck
go for
you
like
emblazoned on the
extra
chest.
silks or anything? Like,
No. He's just sad.
Oh.
yeah, but you could be sad but beautiful.
I don't think he particularly cares much about how he looks, honestly.
Hmm.
I think he's just
That's
thinking of
nice.
friends who used to do his makeup for him and he misses them very much.
It's like
Aw,
sad
getting
goth
getting a
Aussie.
little bit misty-eyed.
In a sad goth Aussie. He's good.
Mhm.
Okay,
Anthony
well,
is getting a full beat done by the team. She's going to sit in front of
Mhm.
them and tell them to
Glam.
do whatever they want because she doesn't actually know, but she's like, have fun.
Make me gorgeous.
It's like, oh, what is this?
Wonderful.
No
Every
makeup.
Obviously,
artist's
the team-
dream.
No makeup for Neve, just the dress. So
That is
she
fair.
will wash her
Yes,
face.
obviously.
She will wash her face to remember what it feels like.
Mhm.
Mhm.
God, everyone's
Wonderful.
so sad.
Gretchen's not. Gretchen's not sad. She's actually
Gretchen's
pretty
having a great
happy.
Having a
time.
great time.
She's happy not to be in a trench.
Mm.
Half of the team is so sad.
Hmm.
Cool. Well, in that case, then, absolutely, Anthony, the makeup team are suitably chatty. Holding a conversation with you throughout, talking about the goings on in the galaxy, hot
Oh, she's
gossip from
loving it.
aboard ship, all that sort of stuff.
Learning
What about our
absolutely nothing
scarabs?
about her in the process.
Oh yeah,
What
I
are our
suppose.
scarabs? What are our scarabs doing?
Oh, whatever we want them
Whatever
to,
you would
I
like them to
guess.
do, really. Yeah. They can shift to brooches. They can remain rather large pip boys.
Can I get mine off or nah?
You can take it off. It's not locked to you, but
Yeah.
You kind of want to have your link pearl though. That might come in handy.
Yeah, what if we
Oh,
get
this
split
is-
up during...
Turn it into an earring.
I mean, he's not trying to. I mean, he's got scarabs on his armor. It's not hard to hide it. But he is going to pick it up and like just look at it and then have a think and then put it back.
Actually, the
Get a
decoration,
septum piercing.
the decorations on Neve's dress will say the serpent base, so she is going to turn her scarab into a metal serpent coiled around her forearm.
Cool.
Oh, Nice. That is so stylish.
Excellent, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Anthony, you're given the option of hair up, hair down.
Oh, great question. Let's go like half up, half down.
Yeah, do the half with the back at the and then the.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's got a
very,
huge
very
amount of hair,
nice.
so
Yeah,
Very
I was gonna
very
say
in this year.
we Rapunzel kind of
What
what sort
year
of
is it?
braid we're gonna do here.
It's M42, correct?
It is M42, yes.
Have you found yourself in the service of any other Astartes?
Do you know? I don't think we've had any Astartes in. To be honest, we don't leave these rooms. So if an Astartes didn't come here, we didn't see them. And Caspiel doesn't entertain Space Marines all that often.
I see.
That's fair. It did a step ladder.
I don't know. Is that a vibe check? Is that a lie? What are we doing?
Yeah, you can roll.
did he just refer to himself in
investigation.
the third person, or is he?
Yeah, is that Caspiel
No, you're
talking?
talking. Aren't you talking to the makeup crew?
I was gonna.
Oh.
I was talking to Caspiel.
Oh, you're talking to Caspiel. Oh, okay. Well, in that
Yeah.
case, then. Sorry,
My bad.
apologies.
I
I thought you were trying to.
should've- My
I thought you were
bad.
trying to make a crew while they were doing your eyes.
No.
Caspiel will say, "Oh, well, I mean, we occasionally have Space Marines on board, but we don't work for them ever. We're rogue traders. We go where the solar winds take us."
Rogue traders, dear.
Yes. Okay. None you've come across recently?
One can't go out to the Halo stars without encountering a few Space Marines, but
Sounds like none that had a name tag.
roll. What are you trying to figure out? I guess is perhaps the better question.
Does he know the crew that I'm thinking of?
Yes. Okay. Roll either awareness or investigation, or psychic mastery if you want to skim his thoughts.
That's an
Oh, okay.
aggro though.
I feel like
enables,
I might. I don't want to.
that enables PK. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do. What's the DN?
5. He's not letting too much go, but he's also still just human, and you're a Space Marine. Ooh, 4.
I'm not going to spend a glory.
Look, we're halfway through the night. You might as well.
Nah.
Okay.
If I don't know, I don't know.
Leaving something to the
will-
imagination.
Yes, he will absolutely say, "Oh, you can't travel through towards the outer dark without encountering Space Marines. We've met all sorts. We've met Deathwatch Space Marines out on their long vigil. We've met Minotaurs. We've even met. Oh no, I shouldn't talk about those ones.
I was just about to say.
The eyebrow's going to go up a little bit, but he won't say anything.
Perhaps the Lord Captain is best suited to talk to. Ask them for more information. But speaking of, it is time for dinner. So, won't you all please join me? And once again, he leads you. He opens the door and sort of gestures for you all to leave. You've had ample time to get your clothing exactly the way you want it, your makeup done exactly the way you want it, your hair is set perfect.
Yeah, somebody gingerly combed her tuft for her.
One tuft.
It's got a real
Sister
nice
Anthony
little kink in
is
it.
now going to be maneuvering in shoes she did not anticipate being so difficult to walk in.
Nah, listen, the Sisters of Battle are already in heels. It's just that
Are they?
Yep.
yes.
A lot of them
Oh,
have
yes.
Okay,
battle
well now
heels,
she's
yes.
in stilettos.
I was gonna say maybe a smaller, maybe a small footprint, but she is well used.
Her
to
center of balance
running
is
and kicking
even
ass
more
in
forward.
heels. Don't worry.
You're
about
also a
that.
sister of battle, so your center of balance is fucking awesome. Your sense of balance is awesome.
Yeah.
I think
Cool.
it's just you've maybe forgotten how to walk in general.
Also, the dress is very
she's-
tight.
She's probably being careful because she doesn't want to, this is fancy.
It's a new configuration
A new configuration.
from the last
Yeah,
few days.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you've been in armor basically since you emerged from stasis, so this is an entirely new circumstance for Sister
Yeah,
Anthony.
I suppose she's
Mhm.
got the whole Goku taking the weighted training gear off.
It's all a lot lighter.
You probably
Broccoli,
feel,
yeah.
you probably feel you are probably breasting boobily.
Oh yeah, her boobs are hoisted to the moon. Like,
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
and you're so much lighter now. Yeah.
You'll be able to do crazy. You're gonna rip the dress like up the side and then do a big kick.
Oh yeah, cartwheel and kicks and
Yeah.
yeah.
if
the
it comes
full-
to that, sure.
Oh, absolutely.
For now, she's just
Kind of
sort of
hope,
waddling.
it doesn't with this crew, but
As you make your way through to the dining halls of the upper decks, Caspiel is kind of making idle conversation on the way through, talking about various exploits that the team has gone on. There's been a few, interesting adventures that he regales you with, mostly around creature capturing, which, as you know, is a passion of his.
That's his thing.
He boasts proudly that half of the flight decks on the Queen have actually been converted into animal holding pens, and
He's got
that
so many
basically
things.
his menagerie is vast, and
Mm.
all of the space that would have been taken up by the 7,500 flight crew and attendant staff that would have been attending those decks are now taken up by animal management crew.
He's
he
really
has
talking like a guy who gets eaten by his own menagerie.
He has animals upon animals down there.
People like this guy are why cassowaries have a bad reputation.
But yes, so he's busy boasting about the latest big creature he's found. He found actually, of all things, a genuine large specimen of a Carnodon, which
Sick.
is a type of effectively like half again as big saber-tooth cat that is native to one planet in the Helican subsector and went extinct about 300 years ago. He found one and captured it and now has it below decks. And it is his prized possession at this point.
Wow.
He absolutely loves it.
His current favorite.
Sister
Okay.
Anthony,
Does it
while
have a
this
name?
is...
Yeah, does it have a name?
Oh, I've called her Ruffles.
Ruffles.
She's just a darling.
I love her. Is that the same one that Sanguinius has over his shoulder? That's a Carnodon, right?
Is it?
Is it? I
It
thought
might
we all
be.
decided that it was because snow leopards don't exist, and also it's like 12 feet long.
It's a very big snow leopard if it is a snow leopard. It's
Yeah.
probably something like a Carnodon, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So as they're talking, Sister Anthony, as I assume that
Mm.
you're kind of tuning in and out of this conversation as it's going on and politely kind of nodding every once in a while.
Yeah, she's most
Um,
excited when he's talking about cute animals, but then she disappears again. Yes.
Yep. As your kind of attention wanders as you're moving through the halls, you notice the serving staff moving around between the kind of side corridors around the place.
Mhm.
The upper decks are so well kind of spaced out that there are in fact corridors running parallel to the main one, so that the staff can move without interfering with important people's business.
Butler hides.
But in the alcoves where they would normally come out and go about their business, you see a few of them are lingering and staring at you.
Interesting.
Mostly, the two that you particularly notice look at you with fervent awe and make the sign of the Aquila as you go past.
Oh yeah, Emperor's blessing right
Interesting.
there.
She will look sort of confused at the first one and then like make it back to the second one, like a
Faint
question mark.
immediately. They just fall backwards into the alcove. And will be telling their grandchildren about it for years and years and years.
Oh my god.
She's
oh my
gonna lean
God.
into Gretchen and just show her the sign. She's like, what is this?
Oh, that's the Aquila.
What is that?
It's good. It's good.
Oh,
sign
so
of the
people are doing
Emperor.
this at me? It is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They like that.
Have you noticed all the double golden-headed eagles everywhere we've been?
There are many in this hallway.
They're everywhere. Yep.
She's
In
just
fact,
gonna point to one.
Neve,
Yes, like that.
Neve says,
I
"Sister,
see.
when those people were doing that to you, I think they're noticing something about you that you don't remember."
She's gonna look at her tits.
I mean,
Fair enough.
if
Fair
she
enough.
looks straight down, she's seeing like 4 kilometers of that at the moment.
Breasting boobly indeed.
Yup.
Neve decides not to
Do you
pursue,
remember nothing?
not to try and pursue this any further at this time.
Gretchen just has this enormous shit-eating grin. She finds this all hilarious.
Purpose would like to know
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on with this shit. But he's
Sister
also
Anthony is
dumb.
now sporadically doing this at people. Hello.
A lot of them
I think
just
she thinks it
return
means
the.
hi.
A lot of them return the Aquila without any sort of particular reaction. Every once in a while, though, there's someone who kind of returns it with shaking hands as though they are awestruck by your presence, or just
Is
kind
it-
of stare slack-jawedly at you.
Is
She'll
it
occasionally flick her hair.
is it typically women who are doing it, or is it a mix?
It's a mix.
It's a mix.
Literally everyone, basically, who, I mean, a lot of the serving staff are pretty much programmed is the wrong word. I'm aware we're in a world where the serving staff might literally be programmed. It's not that. Their training and upbringing
Indoctrinated?
is to return the sign of the Aquila whenever it's made to them, so they do that by
Right.
default. But there are some who clearly have some other understanding of Sister Anthony.
Yeah.
that gives
There's some who do it like Gretchen does it.
Well,
But
Neve,
some who are
Gretchen.
clearly
Mm.
significant.
the next lot who freak out when Anthony does it, you should ask them why. I can't, for obvious reasons.
Neve is going to actually just fall back a bit so that when the next time she sees someone react that way, she can peel off, and despite how she's dressed, try and have a conversation with them about who was that. Yeah.
Gretchen just says to Apophis, if his sister of battle had the sign of the Aquila at May.
Yes, but
Oh,
they're
would you like
fainting.
me to do it?
Well,
She's just gonna flap it in Gretchen's face.
Well, they're excited to see you. That's why.
I don't think that's a normal reaction, unless something has happened between then and now about the Sisters' Battle that I don't know about.
Are we famous?
The answer to that is kind of yeah, though.
There might be all sorts of things happening. Absolutely, someone else kind of. So the next time Sister Anthony makes a sign of the Aquila to someone, they kind of fall back onto the wall and kind of have to put their hands on the wall to steady themselves. And they're not quite hyperventilating, but they're definitely taking breaths to calm themselves. And they're just about to push off and resume their duties when you approach, Neve.
Yeah. Neve will feign concern. Basically, walk up to say, are you all right? You seem unwell.
The person straightens their service tunic, flattens it out a little bit, and goes, "Oh, my apologies, my lady. No, I'm fine. Apologies. I'll resume my duties now." And leave, and makes to go.
Neve is going to drop all pretense. What did you see in her?
Yes, make a persuasion check. It's not going to be. Let's make it a 5. This person is trained to not necessarily talk to guests, but has just had a moment. So. What? Would you like to spend the glory on it?
I think this one is worth the glory.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Something about her past is definitely worth it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Perfect.
But there is also a wrath complication.
So yes, you make it happen,
Ooh.
but there's a complication. So, with 6 successes, you absolutely pass. The person kind of steadies themselves again and goes, "That rather tall woman you're with, she is the spitting image of the saint."
Saint?
Neve says, forgive my ignorance. Which saint would that be?
Roll your wrath complication, then I'll answer.
Just drop your gun again.
You lose. You lost something.
There's a grate just right next to where you are. Clank, 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 clank. We have to get you Wiimote straps. My God.
I shouldn't have brought my guns.
Is there anything of yours that you've got that kind of isn't a weapon or anything like that that you could kind of
I
should
mean,
break a shoe.
Yeah.
I have a combi tool.
Okay. I'll let it be if you wanted. Doesn't have to be this, but it could be if you wanted a wealth that you pass on to this person to kind of grease their palms a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you hand them a credit sheet that has more money than they'll see in about a year.
And Neve will say, for you and those you care about.
Oh, bless you, my lady. This is wonderful. That woman is the spitting image of Saint Anthony. Now I really must go about my business, and she leaves. And they leave and go back to their duties.
Oh my god, she gets sainted.
Do we have a living saint with us?
That's so good.
Oh no, she's got her tits out.
Neve actually has a big grin on her face. Like this, she's not going to pass this information on yet. She's going to hold on to this and decide what to do with it. But she will catch up, and she still has a sly grin on her face as she follows along.
Wonderful. That being the case, then, it is you have just arrived at an ornate set of double doors. The last few double doors you've encountered have all been like frescoes of the Emperor triumphant, normally. The Emperor slaying Horus, the Emperor leading humanity out into the stars. This is not that. This is a picture of what you can all infer, given that you already know you're on a rogue trader ship, is the role of rogue traders in the expansion of the Imperium. It is kind of a collection of finely dressed folk in, official-looking naval hats and uniforms and things like that, pointing out towards the stars, which sort of are spread across the top of the doorway, and the light of humanity spreading out from their feet into the wider galaxy. Because, of course, rogue traders have nothing if not a inflated view of their own importance in these sorts of things. The doors glide open
beautiful.
seamlessly on what you imagine is some kind of servitorized sensor system. And you enter the dining room. It is everything you would imagine from Downton Abbey in space. There are, there is a long table set for dining, servitorized waitstaff all over the place with various drinks. These servitors are very, very different from the servitors you met down in the docking bay and Liam. These servitors are indeed very well maintained. A lot of their bionics are concealed by porcelain, or gold, or something like that. There's one that's in the shape of a, those like mermaid fountains that you get every once in a while. There's one in the shape of that. The mouth has been replaced by a Vox grill, and that one is gently playing some Serena de Angelis arias as you walk in. It's all very stately and appropriate and wonderful. And then you see who is in there. Caspiel has, of course, walked in with you. He introduces you guys. Well, actually, what he does is he says, Captain, Lord Captain, our guests have arrived. I'll let them introduce themselves so that they can make any titles and things that they want you to know about known to you. But, friends, may I introduce to you rogue trader Majida Neldos Toracane Dukal, master of the Queen of White Lies, and our Lord Captain in this venture. And turning to face you is a older woman. She looks like she's probably in about her mid to 50s. White hair that was clearly once quite a like jet black, has gone to grey and white up the top. Her cheeks are quite sunken, but are still quite full of authority and purpose. She wears what looks like some really old and battered void armor underneath a very fine jacket. So she's very clearly not trading off that armor for anything. Neve, similarly to you, she has 2 pistols holstered at her hip, and a ceremonial power sword slung or sheathed alongside them. On her shoulder, there is a tiny little Xenos creature of some kind. It's kind of iridescent purple, going to pink at kind of the extremities of its fins and things like that, with 6 eyes. It looks an awful lot like it's sitting on her shoulder like a cat or a parrot would. And she turns and says, "So you're the ones that we're here to welcome. Hold a moment, please." And she turns to another figure who, Neve, you've seen before, but none of the rest of you have. Wearing lacquered red power armor with a bionic replacing both the left arm and right leg, face covered by a Vox grill, and a very large capital I, as in the letter I, rising from the collar with a skull behind it. And that's where we're going to stop for a break. We will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Team has just walked into the dining room with Caspiel and Lord Captain Ducal, and another figure who Neve, I would imagine, or who Neve recognizes as the Inquisitor who was in Freewater, but who none of the rest of you have seen because the last time you saw them, they slid off your memory like a greased up goblin off a glass surface. Sorry, I lost
Really
the metaphor
hard.
somewhere in there.
Yeah, you were trying not to say water off a duck's back because there might not be any ducks in this millennium.
Yeah, there's no ducks
Yeah,
in the
space
45th
ducks.
millennium.
Ducks, yes.
Like a grot of a shovel.
Yeah, exactly right. But yes, so but this time around, visible, memorable, you have now seen the Inquisitor. Having said that, Captain Ducal has turned to the Inquisitor, has a quiet conversation with them, and they leave without so much as a word in your direction.
All right, that's none of my business.
You guys are the first ones here, so you have a moment to kind of find your seats, get comfortable. Gretchen, there are more knives and forks and spoons here than you have seen in some mess halls.
Yep, and they're like either side of each setting. This is weird.
Is there a Space Marine sized chair?
You can see that one has hastily been brought in. It's basically one of the the best way to describe it. It's basically one of the really large upholstered lounge chairs from somewhere else on the ship that has been brought in and placed at a point on the table for you to sit. So you've got a set position, but everyone else can kind of mill around and find a spot.
Sit there and his knees will hit the table.
Yeah, bonk.
Yes, the problem is the table hasn't been adjusted for height. And Captain Ducal walks up and says, "I apologize. We had limited notice of your arrival, and the Astarte-sized table is currently undergoing some revarnishing."
Staring into the middle distance, he just says that I deserve this.
Neve says, as Neve is doing a sort of tactical recon of the room, work out where the exits are, making sure she can sit somewhere where she can see as many entrances as exits as possible. But she will just offhandedly say, "You could just get him a cushion to sit on."
Well, we found the chair, which was good, but your compatriot does raise a good point. Lord Astartes, would you like a cushion for your knees?
Cushion would be great, thanks.
Wonderful. She snaps her fingers, and one of the servitors kind of trundles off to go and find you a suitably padded cushion to put between your knees and the table.
Table's going to be up at an angle for this.
Now,
just the table.
Introductions are in order. As
Yeah.
Caspiel has quite rightly pointed out, I am Captain Ducal, and this is my ship, the Queen of White Lies. And you are?
Well, Gretchen's gonna, give a name and number.
Yep.
66151. Gretchen.
Charmed.
It's very, very automatic sort of response.
Yep.
Sister Anthony will give her an elu with my name is Sister Anthony, I think, and that's all.
She will. Lord Captain Ducal will smile, but won't return the Aquila.
Hell yeah.
Be strong. Independent.
Neve will just say, Neve.
She nods her head.
Capri Apophis, ex-sorcerer, couple thousand sons.
That is an alarming thing to say to somebody who is technically emperor.
Well, I'm glad the Inquisitor left the room for that one. But welcome. Make yourself at home. This wouldn't be the first time that we have entertained she stops and thinks for a moment. Astartes of alternate allegiances.
Interesting. Any
You are
in
most
particular?
welcome here.
Any chapters in specific you've had dealings with in this area?
Yes. You can see she's thinking real hard about. Apophis, make a scholar check for me.
Oh.
DN 5.
What was this? Our scholar.
Scholar. I
DN
assume your scholar's pretty
5.
good.
My scholar is pretty good, in fact.
Yeah, good.
I'm a dork. Not rolling well.
Use your glory?
Do I want to use my glory? This is more funny.
Okay.
I'll save it.
Roll your wrath complication.
Tink says, hey.
You lose
some of your
Everyone's dropping gear.
A little demon falls out of your pocket. It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
Stuffs it back in.
All my demons fall out of my pocket when I fall over. He must bump his knees and drop his knife or something. Or a demon does fall out. It's up to you, Doug.
You can see that she's kind of, Lord Captain Ducal is kind of looking at you expectantly with an ear cocked to listen to the music. You listen a little bit as well. You recognize the aria, but you can't quite place why it would be relevant for the conversation that you're having.
Interesting.
She looks at you expectantly, ultimately smiles and goes, oh well, that will be a fun little mystery for the next time we meet. And in the meantime, the servitor has returned with your knee cushion.
Thank you. I assume I'm just going to be sitting on the floor.
No, they found a chair for you. It's just not correctly spaced for the table.
What Neve meant was, just a cushion on the floor might give more room.
Yeah.
I appreciate that the misunderstanding to piled up.
Yes.
No, this is
when now
good.
he has a knee cushion.
He's too polite to say anything, so he will in fact just take the knee cushion and the table will
Unfortunately, as soon as you do that, the knee cushion, your main course knife and fork slide off the table and disappear under something and are gone forever.
Yeah, you can't even see over your bust, let alone look down.
Those are your lost items. I'm trying not to steal anything from you for the dinner scene. I'm aware that you stripped down most of your kit, so I'm you lose the knife that is the only thing you have on you at the moment.
The one thing
I'm not hungry anyway.
You lose the one thing that was too precious to leave behind.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So yes, you lose your cutlery for the meal.
He's just not going to eat anything. He's fine.
Cool. Okay. So, as you're kind of making polite conversation with the captain, more folks filter in. It's mostly high-ranking staff. So you get a few. I mean, Caspiel obviously has a seat here. You'll notice that Malthodia has a seat, so she'll sit down and take her place. Who else is going to be here? Rix takes a seat. Rix the Fixer, who you have definitely met before, but who has not met you yet, who walks in with a cocked eyebrow at the Thousand Sun sitting at the table, but doesn't say anything and takes his seat. And and you will also notice that joining you are two people in the pressed and well brocaded uniforms of Imperial Navy captains.
I mean, Gretchen does a reflexive salute.
They
Can't
both
help it.
return it. They both
Yep.
return the sign of the Aquila to you.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us will look at them.
And
not
they're
say anything.
introduced
Sister
as
Anthony will also
Captain.
do it.
They return to you as well. They're introduced to you as Captain Theodosius Mint of the Careless Whisper and Captain Marie Baudin of the Firestarter.
Who's playing that saxophone?
Muffled saxophone in the distance.
If you're here and I'm here, then who's playing the saxophone?
Captain Baudin in particular is most interested in you guys and will spend a lot of the night talking to you. I'm not going to roleplay the entire dinner necessarily. It's a lovely evening, lots of conversation, polite chatter. Caspiel regaling folks with basically the same stories he told you on the way in, so you guys have already heard them. Rix and Malthodia are polite conversationalists, but won't be drawn on a lot of things. Rix in particular plays things very close to the chest. And will basically refuse to answer any questions about why he's there or what's going on. And the two captains will mostly have polite conversation with each other. They're very interested in talking to you, Gretchen, in particular, detecting a similarly militaristic kind of or military mindset, and so have chat pretty well with you. But Captain Baudin of the Firestarter point to go around and talk to each of you, and somewhere in the conversation will thank you all for saving her ancestor from the onrushing horde of Tyranids that ultimately consumed the world that they were meant to be defending, and ultimately would have died at were it not for that intervention.
Yeah.
In peace,
Sure.
Texas.
Whenever they get to Sister Anthony, she'll deflect it with a point to Neve and just be like, "It was mostly
Neve is going to be. She will be just constantly watching and listening, sort of checking for strategic, tactical times to turn the conversation towards something that might help us learn more about our new old friends. When a question is asked, Neve will give just the first seed of information and find a way to prompt Gretchen to then just explode of details so that Neve can then go back to watching and listening. How are they all reacting to this? And Neve's other priority is she wants to see how they treat the serving staff. And at some point during the evening, Neve wants to slip out and try and have a conversation with them and just get a sense of, compared to your average hellish existence in the 41st millennium, how are people treated on this ship?
That makes sense. Cool. Okay, well, that will be... I'll make it awareness for the people watching in the dinner scene, and we'll make it an investigation to kind of ferret about and encounter staff and talk to them.
Cool.
So, Dian, let's make it 5. There's a lot of people here who are used to guarding what they're saying and thinking. On the observation?
It's only a 4. I won't re-roll that. There's a lot going on.
Okay, cool. In which case, then your kind of people watching. Gretchen is bombastically explaining the things that have been happening. I assume that Gretchen, you've got like a potato on a fork that you're using to do some
absolutely gesticulating with
positioning.
the and then the sick twist, like she was flying threading the needle, right? And then
Yep. And then again, DN5 on the investigation to sort of see how the staff are treated, because again, they are used to not complaining about anything, particularly. With 6 successes, though, that will 666. That will do it. So with 6 successes, you do manage to sneak out somewhere along the way. I mean, no one is forcing you to stay in the room. You're free to come and go as you like, but you find a quiet moment to kind of slip out and talk to the serving staff as they are out there with trays of food, kind of shuffling things around, all that sort of stuff.
Neve has no interest in fomenting revolution or anything like that. She needs these people as allies at the moment, but she also wants to know, are they good allies, or does she need to watch her back with them?
Yes. The impression that you get is that it's still a rogue trader vessel. Life is hard for anyone who's not, born to the upper decks, and the serving staff are having the life of a mid-decker, I guess, aboard an Imperial ship. Having said that, an Imperial Navy vessel is a very different vessel to a rogue trader vessel. There's a lot more freedom in a rogue trader vessel. So while living conditions aren't necessarily any better, because a ship is a ship is a ship in the Imperium, and particularly once you get past the upper decks, there's not a lot of variation in quality of sort of berthing. They are not mistreated on this ship, and they are not overworked unless there's a reason, like the ship is under attack and it's all hands to battle stations.
Good. Neve feels better about her new old friends.
Wonderful. Excellent. Anything else anyone wants to do over the course of the dinner party while conversations are happening?
Nope. Gretchen's she's trying to be
to
polite, but
himself.
she's also quite campfire because these people, seem to be interested in the stories.
I purposely like to try and not make eye contact with anyone.
Good call.
Okay.
Anthony is mostly deflecting any questions about herself because she doesn't feel like getting into the amnesia thing because she's starting to notice that people are pretty weird about it. So she's listening to Gretchen, and yeah, anytime anyone asks her something about herself, it's just like a look over there.
Look,
I
Gretchen's still
purposely
speaking.
like to listen to the music a little bit more.
Okay. In that case, then I'll effectively give you like a take 10 on that one, given that you're probably listening to it for most of the evening. You're racking. I mean, Space Marines have an eidetic memory in terms of being able to recall stuff reasonably well. Having said that, you do have 10,000 years of memories to sift through in your head, so it sometimes takes a little while. You knew you'd heard the singer's name, the performer's name before, Serena de Angelis. She is somewhat infamous around the M30, M31 era for being the... Hang on, I have to explain some things for everyone. Okay. Your
That's
mind
the
goes back
backstory
to
to this
the
story.
Horus Heresy. You effectively have a flashback to the Horus Heresy, right? Or actually just before the Horus Heresy, the Great Crusade, when the Imperium of Man is united under the Emperor. He's not on his golden throne. He is out in the galaxy doing stuff, actively pushing forwards the boundaries of mankind. Alien races are falling under your iron boots. Legions of Space Marines are out in the galaxy enforcing the will of humanity. Things are looking good. All the way up until the forces of chaos start to get their claws into the Primarchs, the heads of those Space Marine legions, the Emperor's 20 gene-enhanced super sons, starting with the War Master Horus and then trickling down into the others. You knew you recognized the name Serena de Angelis from before because she is one of the artists sent out with the Great Crusade to catalogue humanity's dominance of the galaxy. Specifically, she was attached to the flagship of the Primarch Fulgrim of the Emperor's Children. Her job was to write arias and songs that would capture the beauty and the perfection of the Phoenician as he conquers world after world after world in the Emperor's name. You also remember what happened to Fulgrim. Fulgrim was the Primarch who was seduced by Slanesh, dark god of excess and corruption and indulgence. And Serena, likewise, was drawn into that with him. She, in fact, wrote the aria that birthed the Noise Marines, which are the most perverse of the Emperor's children. Warriors who effectively use orchestral instruments as weapons of war and absolutely obliterate people with sonic pressure, effectively. So for someone who runs nominally an Imperial ship to be playing Serena de Angelis at a dinner party is quite the statement for the people who know what that means.
I think once he realizes he's going to stand up really quick and completely flip the table.
Is there a
literally,
problem?
that's the thing you're doing?
Are
Are
we
you going to pick
sitting at
another
the same
table or the
table?
whole dinner
He's
table?
not flipping the table. He's just standing up and he's got a cushion on his giant knees. It's not an act of war. He's just very surprised when he realizes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, that was a long description for you recognize the artist, but
I'm
there
in
was a
awe
lot to
that you can
explain on that
keep
one.
any/all of this in your noggin. That's a
As
huge
you
amount
stand
of.
up quite quickly, Malthodia in particular responds not with weapons up, but she definitely gets dropped into a ready stance and stands with you as you stand because she's the bodyguard for the Lord Captain, right? So
Fair enough. He is going to look at the mess he caused and just, sorry, interesting music that you've chosen for the evening. And he will put the table back where it was.
Captain Takal, who had like deftly picked up her wine goblet just before the table shifted, gives you a wry smile, sips her wine, and goes, "I thought you might enjoy that one."
What an icon.
Mm-mm.
I think for the first time ever, you guys see a purpose smile a little bit.
Oh,
I'm going to say that Neve
What's your face doing?
had just finished a conversation with
What is happening to your face?
with the
Are
staff,
you having a stroke?
and she comes in just as this happens. So she's just going to stay at the door and use the scarab to quietly say to Apophis, "Problem?"
No, the opposite of one, in fact.
Good. We can talk later.
Leave it at that. Yeah.
as you are resetting the table, Apophis, you reset the, I guess, kind of side dish that's for for breads and butters and those sorts of things, which is
Delicious.
a lovely kind of silvered platter, effectively. And in the reflection, you very, very briefly catch a pair of eyes that are not yours, staring back at you,
Oh, dear.
full of joy as they lock with yours. And then it's gone, and you're back to the dinner party.
He looks very happy.
Cool.
Keep that to himself.
We're all learning stuff about people today. Anything else anyone wants to do in the dinner party at this point?
No.
Great.
No. Have fun, telling stories.
Eat.
Exactly right. Mm-hmm,
Sister Anthony is eating.
Mm.
Eating is good. It's probably been a while since you guys have eaten.
I was gonna say, what kind
Anything
of
of
substance? Eating is she? Is she like Goku, both fists, or does she have some ingrained fancy?
I don't think that she clearly has enough like environmental knowledge to not like pick up her bowl and feast it. I don't know, like there probably is some muscle memory depending on how she would have been eating in the before time. She might actually be quite instinctively knowledgeable about silverware, I don't know.
Yeah, so the good news is a Scholar Preganium does train for matters of etiquette. It is a finishing school as well as a combat school.
as well as it, yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, there we go.
So you are your
She
muscle
smokes
memory
very
would kick in.
fancily. Yeah. And so
you
so
would
she's
know what
easily
to do.
moving through the knives and forks and like, oh, you just start from the outside, you work in. It makes sense. But yeah, she's eating everything. Like the plate is cleaned.
Yep.
Neve watches Sister Anthony for a few minutes and just mentally says, "She remembers this, but not." Oh, never mind.
She
The
remembers
brain
when
is
ducks.
very complicated.
She remembers when ducks were alive. Apparently.
You know,
True
that's like people lose their memories and they remember the world. They just don't remember the people they knew. It's very normal. Sometimes they get a whole language.
They haven't put ducks on terror in 8,000 years.
There's weird shit that happens with the brain and the memory stuff.
Yeah, the brain's kooky.
Yeah, it's wacko.
Really is.
People, learn different languages overnight when they get hit in the head.
She probably knows
Well,
like a
with
whole bunch about
languages-
psychology and
With
nothing
languages.
else.
Like there's a part of your brain called Wernicke's area, and it's what translates brain speak into people speak. And if you get busted in that, you speak gibberish, but it's gibberish with a pattern because that's what
Hmm.
your brain speaks. So,
Ah.
yeah, the brain is wild.
Is there is that Psyker from earlier in the room?
Oh, Gallitz? Gallitz is not, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, neither is Lexel. He's didn't get the invite to the captain's table tonight.
Ooh.
I couldn't imagine why. No shirt, no shoes, no service, I think.
Cool, excellent. Well, that being the case, the dinner wraps up quite nicely, and then kind of towards the end of the meal, Captain Tikal announces that you'll be moving over into the smoking rooms for the evening,
Aha.
where various refreshments and entertainment will continue to be served until you're ready to retire to your quarters.
Fancy ass sticks.
Yeah, exactly right. Right. There's a servitor out there who is kind of full sculpted. It's effectively a chunk of marble, sculpted kind of angel, hands out in prayer, with a tray of glow sticks, neatly arranged
Deity.
in the center. One's trundling around with drinks, various like sort of finger food and stuff like that wandering around. All of it real expensive. Any of you with an eye for good food, or like expensive food, I guess perhaps more than good food, will notice that it is all pretty high quality ingredients. Yeah. And so as you're kind of wandering around and doing all of that, this is when Rogue Trader Ducal will kind of corner you all when you're all sort of together and hanging out and go, so I hear you're here to do a little trading.
Hang on a minute. Let me get my brain back in one bucket here.
Is this Gretchen saying this? Because extremely funny.
I mean, yes,
Please, yes.
actually, but also Zen because the codeine. All
Take
right.
your time. Take your time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gretchen's
Yes, we
gonna
are.
go. Well, I mean, I was expecting we'd probably just talk to Caleb or something, but do you have Caleb? Do you know Caleb?
Neve adds, we're on our way to a rather daunting combat mission, and we would like to stock up.
She smiles and says, daunting, you say? There's not too much out here, so either you're all planning a suicide run into Tau space for the fun of it.
Suicide.
Sister Anthony is already nodding.
Or you're after the Wrath of Ruin.
You would be correct. We're to board the Space Hulk and retrieve something.
How fortuitous. We are also to board the Space Hulk and retrieve something. I do hope it's not the same something. That's going to make this friendship rather difficult.
I can't imagine
Besides,
so.
we are already friends. It's been settled, apparently.
Neve says,
We're just after a tapestry, it's fine.
Neve says nothing.
Probably fine.
Yes, no, we're not here for the there's a tapestry?
Neve
I
says,
guess.
Well, it's Eldar and shit.
it's of historical value, apparently.
Huh. Interesting.
Someone we
All right,
know
well-
is in it.
Someone. How far back in time are you from?
Unsure, actually.
I mean,
That's
I was
a
born
good
on
fucking
Prospero.
question.
I'm a Astartes. It's been a while.
Captain Tikal is not easily rattled, but you do watch the cogs in her brain kind of tick over as you tell her when you're from, or like when you might be from. Like, huh. And I thought I was old.
No. You really aren't.
It's a good point.
Neve says, I'm not.
Perhaps
Excellent.
you're on there looking for some sort of technology.
Yes, some sort. Good news then. We might be aligned. How
think
would
we
you
might
like
be.
to hit the Wrath of Ruin together?
May as well.
Strength in numbers and all that.
I see no problem with it.
Gretchen looks cheered as if like, this is just a friend's date, pals. Like, yeah, be great. Let's go.
Sister Anthony has no concept of why that would be a bad idea. I was like, why not? I didn't even know where we were going, really.
Neve is keen on the idea, but will occasionally say, we wouldn't want to step on your shoes or get in your way."
Oh, not to worry about that. It's a big ship. It's well, it's a craft world. We could happily board it together and then not be in each other's way for our entire mission. But if we happen to cross paths and we can lend each other some support in the twisted guts of that hellish space, so much the better.
See, fine. No problem with that.
Neve says, "Do you have an entry plan?"
We do. I tell you what, get some rest tonight. Go and talk to, we do indeed have Caleb. Go and talk to Caleb in the morning. And then once you've sorted out your equipment, or indeed, perhaps before makes more sense, perhaps, before you sort out your equipment, come to the bridge and I'll show you what we're planning.
And then we can gear up for it. I like
and
the
then you
sound
can go
of
and
this.
gear up for it, yes.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, have a pleasant evening. I'm afraid I must do the rounds, but I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Captain Nicole bows graciously, or nods her head graciously, and then circles around to speak to the other ship captains. And away you go.
Do we
Great.
have to walk all the way back to our ship?
Yes.
Why don't these people have roller skates or scooters?
Fascinating what you remember. It truly is. This is not the largest ship in the Imperium by any means, sister.
Oh,
It's truly a small one.
Gretchen doesn't seem like worried by March. This is normal.
it is large enough. Should have
As you're
some
discussing,
travelators.
Caspiel cycles around and goes, "Now, wonderfully done today, everyone. I think you've all done spectacularly. You've introduced yourself to the Lord Captain well, and she likes you. She's even invited you on our latest little excursion. Now, do you require quarters?"
As in built?
Also,
I'm afraid
do we need to give his clothes back?
Well, yeah, I guess.
No, I will not be doing that.
This is mine now.
I'm
His
afraid I have
property.
stretched it beyond recognition.
no,
It would
no,
not
no.
do to return.
Those are yours. You can keep those for as long as you want them.
Oh, good. Nice
Me-
man.
Consider
thank
it a gift.
Neve is delighted, but goes out of her way to show no sign of it whatsoever. It's, yeah, oh, I
I
guess
wouldn't
if I
mind.
must.
I wouldn't mind quarters off the ship. Here is fine if you have somewhere.
He says, we do have an appointment on the bridge in the morning, so it'd be good to have quarters proximate to them.
Of course, we can put you in the guest suite.
Good, because I left my armor in your room.
And we are guests.
Oh yes, I will have that all sent to the guest suite as well, so you can armor up for tomorrow. If you need anything retrieved from your ship as well, let me know and I'll send the servitors. If you want anything returned to your ship, let me know and I'll send the servitors.
Neve will
I
say,
assume you have your own servitor
Well,
internally
please.
that will take the load after it's delivered.
we have to insist that no one board our ship. There are automated defenses that could cause a problem.
Of course, we can leave things at the boarding ramp, and then your servitors can retrieve it from there.
Excellent.
Do we
Wonderful.
know what? Do we know? Oh, actually, just ask. What order is the Inquisitor, if you know?
Roll persuasion. Caspiel doesn't want to be drawn on this one. DN5 really doesn't want to be drawn on this.
Persuasion. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to get
Didn't
in the middle
we?
of a.
I don't recall who knows what, but Zindi suspects that it was.
I know what it is, but I don't know if Apophis knows what it is. Wow, I have
Neither
really
of
bad
us knows
persuasion.
what
I
it
forgot.
is.
Ha ha ha! No, I'm good.
Do you know? I tend not to ask terribly many questions of agents of the Inquisition when they're aboard, especially not ones that go out of their way to not be on any permanent records.
Understandable. Fair enough. Forget I asked.
Of course. Now, anything I can get you? Anything that's not here that you want? I'm sure we could find it somewhere on the ship.
If you have a mirror, I could borrow.
Oh, there'll be mirrors in the guest suite if you'd like. Any particular size?
Huh. Larger than me, if you have one.
Not one that I could get to you easily. I could get you a sort of standard human-sized one.
Yeah, he wouldn't fit. It's all right. Never mind.
So Gretchen has
Huh.
she's aware that there's been a whole lot of fancy shit going on, and so she's gonna take a chance and ask if it's likely that she can get just maybe some amasec.
Some amasec, of course. In fact, snaps his fingers and there's a servitor with like 6 or like 8 shot glasses full of amasec that trundles over. This is more amasec than you have seen in your life, Gretchen. Just about outside of the officer's mess.
Yeah.
Amasec for everyone really is effectively like single malt whiskey, I guess is a good way to think about it. It is top shelf brown liquor.
The nice
Often
stuff.
made by guardsmen in a bootleg kind of way in like homemade distilleries on campaign, but the good stuff is almost impossible to get unless you're an officer. So Gretchen, who is not an officer, doesn't get it very often.
Retreat!
Mm-hmm.
You said retreat.
Neve will ask, do you have some kind of, I don't know what the correct terminology is, forgive my ignorance, some kind of religious library here?
Religious library. We don't have a religious library particularly, but we do have an archive you could look through. I'm sure there's something in there that might answer some questions.
I have a curiosity that must be scratched. I just want to research something.
Of course, I'll have one of the armsmen escort you to the archive so you can have a flick through before you retire for the evening.
Cool. Neve won't spend all night on it, but she does want to see if she can quickly find anything about Saint Anthony.
Sure. Roll scholar. DN, let's say 5. Saint Anthony is an obscure saint. And therefore it's not as obvious to find information on as, say, Saint Celestine or Saint Sabbat.
Scholarship is not Neve's strength, but here we go. Nope. No.
You look through and you do indeed find some record of Saint Celestine, the living saint. In fact, you are... I can't remember. Neve, did you have a particular birth date in mind for Neve? But planetary governor has changed, which means that there has been some time since you were born back home. So you have in fact discovered all sorts of things about various saints of the Imperium. You know that Saint Sabbat has returned when Cadia exploded, and has led a number of people to safety out of that calamity. You know Saint Sabbat has returned in Segmentum Pacificus and is leading a crusade out there against the forces of chaos. And you find a whole bunch of history about a bunch of dead saints who aren't doing anything at the moment because they're dead. But alas, nothing on Saint Anthony.
Who is not dead.
Who is not listed among the list on any official lists of martyred saints. It's true.
Okay. But at the moment, Neve doesn't know, is this forbidden knowledge or is she just bad at researching things?
Yes, correct.
Which is, with the latter being far more likely.
Cool.
Okay, Neve will retire after that.
Wonderful. Cool. Any other things that anyone wants to do before you retire for the evening?
Around or post retiring, Anthony would like to tap on Gretchen's door. while pulling several glow sticks from her hair that she has sequestered over the dinner. And she will offer one to Gretchen if she answers and ask if she can come in and read some of Gretchen's little book.
Oh, absolutely. Gretchen is very happy to have somebody with glow sticks in company.
Excellent. So
Uh-huh.
I feel like they will spend a few hours hanging out,
Easily.
reading the book, asking for
Feels
clarification
nice.
on the book.
Yeah.
Actually, just
I
just,
love.
just before Neve retires, she will knock on the door to Apophyse's quarters.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
He will answer. He is armored but no helmet on.
Okay. Neve will step in, close the door behind her, and say, "You're a knowledgeable type. Have you ever heard of a Saint Anthony?"
A saint. Have I?
Roll Scholar DN5. Let's see what you remember.
Oh, thinking really hard. Come on, brain. I think that's a plus. Yeah.
Critical.
I
7
got you.
successes with a shift.
I think I do, in fact, know of. Maybe I do remember. Hang on, let me think for a second. What do I know?
You do recall you have made a study of the Imperium multiple times in your long life. You've checked in and seen what knowledge the Imperium still considers to be true and what it does and doesn't operate on the assumption of. All sorts of things, right? Suppression of knowledge that is forbidden, suppression of knowledge that would be deemed harmful to the masses. You do know of Saint Anthony. Specifically, what do you know?
You can
and
text
I-
it to me if you
I was
want.
going to say, and I assume you're shifting for more information as well, right?
Yes, I would
rather than
go
speed,
fast.
so you can answer Neve faster.
Yeah, no.
Get Neve out of the room as soon as possible.
So as you're thinking about it, you do remember Saint Anthony. You do remember that she was a sister of battle, who was in fact heroically martyred at some point in M38, and was sainted posthumously.
Sainted posthumously.
The extra information that you recall from the texts that you have studied is that she was seldom seen without a loyal and wildly effective hunting mastiff.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is what you know.
I know she was from a while ago. 38, M38. And she was sainted posthumously. Do you think that's our sister, Anthony?
Well, some people on this boat seem to think she's the spitting image of the dearly departed saint.
I mean, it's definitely possible. We don't know when she's from. I can't place her armor at all, so.
Is it so pretty?
Because it's so pretty. I wear blue armor and she wears pink armor, so I'm not allowed to know. But yes, it could very well be her. Like I said, she was sainted posthumously, so at least that's what I've read. I don't believe there was a body of any sort that I ever heard of.
Neve says, "I feel like we should maybe keep this from her for now. I'm not sure whether this knowledge would be good for her with her brain the way it is."
I'm sure if we told her, I don't think she'd know what a saint is anyway.
I'm not so sure. See, she seems to remember the weirdest things. I worry what she might do. I feel like she's the kind of person who might accidentally start a cult.
I mean, you could argue that all Sisters of Battle are just in a cult if you're saying that's about the saints. I mean, you could say that about me too. Oh wait, I wasn't a cult. Never mind. Sorry, I am in 2 cults. Don't. Never mind. I don't. I think she would not form a cult so much as a following. I mean, there's many followings of saints.
Yeah.
It's not considered cultish in the Imperium.
Neve says, okay, let me put it this way. Would you trust her judgment with this knowledge?
I would. I sense nothing malicious from her.
Hmm.
Her judgment's been good so far. She's strong in battle. She's reliable. She's just a little ditzy right now. It's not her fault. We don't know how. If she is truly Saint Anthony, that means she's possibly been in stasis for a long time. And if you recall her battle scene, she was fighting other Sisters of Battle, which was strange.
Well, I'll let you do what you want, what you think is best with this knowledge. I honestly don't know.
We can have a conversation with her. I don't see why we couldn't.
Maybe after the Space Hulk?
Maybe after the Space Hulk.
All right. Sleep well.
Oh,
Meanwhile, in the other room, and
Hang
his
on.
bones completely dissolved.
Hang on, before Neve
Like
leaves.
dust or
Give poor Apophis a second to be nice. Before Neve leaves, he will say, thank you, by the way.
For what?
Suggesting some eye coal and a cushion for me as well, even if they misunderstood.
Neve says, oh, I think you deserve nice things. Stop
Thank you.
assuming otherwise. By the way, do you sleep?
My catableption node means I don't have to sleep exactly. I can put half of my brain asleep while the other half stays awake.
All right. In that case, rest well. See you tomorrow.
I assume the door slams in his face.
That's as nice as it gets.
Yep, it's beautiful.
Indeed. Alrighty. Well, eventually, I think Sister Anthony and Gretchen fall asleep.
Yep.
With the uplifting primer open in front of them, an ashtray overflowing with
low stick dangerously teetering on the edge.
Yep, popcorn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you all get a good night's rest. I don't think any of you took any damage or any strain or anything like that, so there's no rolls to make. But you're all well rested. Now that ultimate fantasy realization of you wake feeling well rested.
No, what do
You all
you
feel
I
great.
wish I knew what that felt like.
Seriously.
So, it is the next morning. You know that Captain DeCole invited you onto the bridge to discuss plans to attack the Wrath of Ruin at some point, but the morning is yours.
I guess
No, look, Gretchen was reserving herself, so she's not hungover. At the very least, because she knows she's got to be polite.
Indeed. Sister Anthony was not on the piss. She was just enjoying the food. So I assume she will return to her room in order to wash up, given that she has fallen asleep on Gretchen's floor.
Yeah.
Aww. So sweet.
I mean, Gretchen hasn't had time to make the floor filthy, but still, if you fall asleep on the floor.
I thought you meant make the floor, like I haven't set up the floor for sleeping.
I haven't made the floor yet, yeah.
Well, I mean, we probably just pulled the cushions off the couch.
Yeah, I feel like Gretchen probably offered the bed because
yeah. Honestly, she's probably more comfortable sleeping on a blanket
Anthony
on the floor
did not
anyway.
accept. There is definitely a logic in her mind that's like, no, this is your room. That is your bed.
Neve dresses in back to her regular outfit and has her gown sent back to the ship.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Anthony will
Space
get back
Marine
in the
armor.
armor. High pony.
Ready for
if
battle.
there will still be makeup left on, like she's gonna keep the smudgy eyes. It's fun.
The panda eyes?
Next day, panda eyes.
We've all been there.
Oh, well, if it was nice makeup,
She does not remember that leaving makeup on makes your skin break out. It's fine. She'll learn.
Oh, she's got augmented skin anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Specifically so you don't get breakouts.
They'd build Sisters of Battle to have.
I was gonna say
fabulous
that sounds
skin.
like something an order
Yeah.
of battle women would have taken into account.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
if you are tinkering with the gene seed,
Yeah. And her brain will be newly full of the things she read in Gretchen's book that Kindwin will catch up on outside of this session.
absolutely. Man, do we need to get you
Wonderful.
a copy of the uplifting?
I
Primer?
think we should. I mean, we've got the Sisters of Battle book. We should get the uplifting primer.
I
Yeah.
can
Sure,
get
we can
it
find
for
one.
myself if I am directed in the direction.
It might not be in
Yeah.
print anymore and might be very expensive. So
That's the
Yeah.
problem with Warhammer, yeah.
Yeah.
My
least we had
brain
a
was
print
like,
real
is it
quick.
like in the Gutenberg project where there's just a text file somewhere?
Oh, I wish.
Cindy,
It'd be
just
great
send me
when you had
pictures of
primer.
yours every page.
Yeah. I'll just
Scan
look,
it. Yeah.
I do have a book scanner, but I don't know if we want to be saying this where the GW Lloyds can hear us. I don't think that's
I
a good
mean,
idea.
Ladies
Can
and
you
gentlemen,
read it
we are
to
still
me?
live. Well, we
GW.
are still going up on YouTube as we
We're
speak.
not
we are
doing that,
not
Games Workshop.
pirating
Yeah.
your books. We promise.
It's fine.
No, not
Um,
pirating. Zindi will
No.
call me and read it to me.
Look, I
Exactly.
actually have 2 copies. Literally have 2 copies. So like, I could possibly send you an uplifting primer.
If you are willing to part, I
That is
would
super-
gladly accept and
super
refer to it as
40K.
often as you do.
We will figure something out.
Cool. Alrighty then. Well, all of that decided. It is the morning. It is time to go and meet Captain DeCole on the bridge of the Queen of White Lies. The bridge is suitably ostentatious, the same as literally every other Warhammer room you've ever been in. Lots of big Gothic arches, flying buttresses everywhere. You'd think you'd trip over all the flying buttresses that are kind of internally built into all of these spaces, but somehow they make it work.
Rule of
I
cool.
guess the new
Cool.
features are Gretchen, you probably haven't even been on a bridge before that's been active.
Yeah, no, probably really let the chem dogs near a bridge.
So I guess for everyone except for Apophis, this is a new experience, but you get to the bridge. It is perhaps the best way to think about it is, you know, those old school operator switchboards where you had people like pulling out cables and reconnecting cables for phone services. And they were quite long banks of, 10 to 20 people doing that. Imagine that, but it's like 80 people in a horseshoe working at computers that are not terribly far off of switchboard operations. Most of them are hardwired in. Sockets and plugs connect bits of their head to their computers so that they can process the data inload quicker. Very few of them have separate monitors. Most of them are just reading it internally on bionics, put in over their eyes, all that sort of stuff. And they are effectively doing all of the computational work of running the ship, keeping it steady, managing temperature variances, plotting courses, all those sorts of things. Everything is being run through a human brain somewhere along the way. And these rows and rows and rows of people are the ones managing that. And those all sort of ascend in tiers from the space you're in, which is effectively the captain's area. There's a large throne set into the center of it. Apophis, you'd know that on some ships, these are also cybernetic constructs, and captains sort of have data spikes plugged into the back of their heads so that they get the data inload that way. Captain DeCole obviously doesn't particularly like that setup because all of that technology has been ripped out and has been replaced with a generous amount of tucked leather to keep the seat comfortable at all times. Wood paneling and tucked leather abound on her chair, despite the fact that the rest of the bridge does look fairly industrial. There's a set of 8 stations directly in front of her, which don't have hardwired staff in them, but are kind of heads of departments, for want of a better term. Weapons, engines, tactical, all that sort of stuff. As you're walking in, they're all obviously already very busy. You can see that astronavigation is currently the busiest, who are the guys who plot warp jumps, and they are working their way through the next jump that the Queen is going to make to take you towards the Wrath of Ruin. As you arrive, Captain DeCole...
Sick.
As you arrive, Captain DeCole rises from her throne and greets you and says, "Welcome. I see that you've all slept reasonably well. Can I get you anything? Refreshments?"
Is there a no smoking sign anywhere here? Because if not,
There is not. Several staff are smoking like chimneys.
The girls are
Alright.
chicken.
Games Workshop. Games Workshop. The Worlds of Warhammer have like no smoking policies anywhere. Really, it's
Yeah, no
just smoke if you
particular
got
health.
them
Yeah.
constantly.
It's
Health and safety.
like
Health and safety
the
is so trash
60s.
anyway. Yeah.
60s
You're
everywhere.
100%
It's-
correct, yes.
Is it the 60s? It feels more like it's 19th century. Yeah, it's industrial age.
Yeah. It's really
That's
a bit of
good.
everything. But yes, so she'll sort of provide you with any refreshments you want. There's a recaf, really nice recaf too. The good stuff
Ooh.
that's made from some kind of actual plant bean instead of just the filtered remains of the last guy's recaf, which is, Gretchen, what you're used to drinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Neve
That's
has never
special.
tried recaf before, but this intoxicating smell, she finally gives it a go. And
Wonderful.
first sip is, why would anyone drink this? But she doesn't stop.
Wait for that zing to kick in.
That's how that works. Absolutely.
Her eyes just widen after a couple minutes.
Oh, caffeine. Yo.
Ah.
Add another point of corruption.
Yes,
That's how
Chaos
it
God of
do.
Caffeine is going to get you.
That'd be Slanesh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, excess, right? Just kind
Yeah.
of off you go. Yes, excellent. Well, all of that scene too, Captain ToT then ushers you into a side room, which has a nameplate over the top that reads Strategium, which, basically is a room with a holographic table set into the middle of it. And it's from here that Captain ToT effectively outlines the plan. To wit, I'm going to move you guys over to our map. Assuming
Yeah.
that I can do that. Hang on. Activate. So this is obviously an art version of it, but on the display is a gently rotating picture of the Wrath of Ruin, which looks very much like a craft world, but not. It has all of the general shapes and lines of a craft world, but there are giant holes burnt into it. There are parts that have clearly warped and mutated from its time adrift in the endless sea. Little specks of both it and other ships that have fallen into its orbit hang around it. Any of those little specks there. So, for example, this one here is about the size of the Queen of White Lies relative to the craft world itself. And so she will quite happily point out. So as you can see, it's quite a large space Hulk.
It's an entire craft world.
Yes, it's going to take some searching. The good news is I assume we both largely know what we're looking for. You said you were looking for a tapestry?
Yes.
Do we
I assume
have a
that's
data
going to
slate
be-
with the picture on it?
Yeah, sure. If we have it.
Do we? Were we given a picture?
Did we get that much information on it? Because
You got a pick. You did get to have a
Yeah.
look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. In that case, we're like, yeah, this is a data slate.
Huh.
Looks like this.
Interesting. Well, it doesn't look like it's one of the it doesn't look like it would have been made and put somewhere out of the way. That looks like a history of the craft world, so that will be somewhere central. The good news is most of what we're looking for is going to be fairly central too. So she points out a few different access points that they've been looking at. They've effectively taken what they know of default Eldari craft worlds and gone, okay, here are the docking bays for a standard craft world. Here are some extra entry points that we think we might be able to make where, the armor is thin or where there's a glass dome that we could maybe shatter through, those sorts of things. But Captain ToT, of course, points out it's a Space Hulk, so things will have changed. What was a docking bay may now be full of tentacles. What was once a glass dome might now be an asteroid. So we've developed a few options, and she points out 5 or 6 different potential entry points. And she says, when we get closer, we'll do a scan and we'll find out which one makes the most sense. As with all Space Hulks, internal scans are going to be terrible. We've got cats loaded and ready to go, but they're not super reliable either. So we're going to start there and work our way forwards, assuming that we're going to lose them all. Yes.
Cats.
Yes. In fact, most of I mean, Neve can ask that question because a cat isn't a common piece of tech. She goes, yes, cyber-altered task units.
Oh, not a kitten.
No, we wouldn't just let a bunch of kittens loose in the Space Hulk. That would be terrible. Caspiel would never forgive me for such a loss of pelts. Now, cyber-altered task unit. I mean, so she'll go on to explain that a cyber-altered task unit is effectively a Roomba powered by a human skull. They're little
we've
tracked
already.
units.
Yeah, it's it's one of those scarabs, but with a head on it.
Yeah, they're
Literally,
effectively
yeah.
tracked units that roll out, and like when they bump into things, they change direction and they keep going, and they just
Yep.
scan everything around them. So they're good for like local scanning.
Probably
And
don't
that's
even
kind of all
swear
they do.
loudly when they bump into stuff.
No, they've usually only got like one little task that you load into like the wafer in the skull, and then that's all it does. So exploration is what they're going to do. So she goes on to explain that and sort of point out some key areas that they might like to explore. There's a crystal garden that they think is probably going to be useful for exploring what's it called? Yes, the heart of the Infinity Circuit is of particular interest, and you can see a few egress points to there have been made. The Infinity Circuit being effectively the Eldar afterlife. Souls get sucked into the Infinity Circuit of a craft world and become its kind of psychic energy. So if that's been corrupted, that would be interesting to know. Engines are, of course, worth exploring because things that can move a craft world are helpful to have. All those sorts of things. There's a few key areas that she points out as useful. And she goes, but for you, I think it's probably going to be either somewhere near the Infinity Circuit or somewhere in the kind of public civilian quarters of the ship. So good news, we're moving through those areas anyway, so we can absolutely search them together if you're willing to give us a hand searching some of these other areas on the way through.
Sounds fair to me.
And he says, what sort of help are you thinking of?
She glances quite pointedly at the pistols at your hips. The kinds that only a dashing set of adventurers, including a space marine, could provide.
That sounds fun.
And he said, good, because I'm far from being an expert on Space Hulks, but I can shoot things.
Splendid. That is excellent assistance that you can provide. I believe Interrogator Rix has the main job of figuring out what to do with things when we find them. But generally speaking, the teams will go in, split up, and we'll go from there. So we've got 2 teams that will be running through the Hulk. We can sort the details later when we're closer to it. But that will be the general plan. We will need void suits just in case parts of the ship have been emptied to space. And probably some things to get through debris, because there's going to be a lot of that.
You're aware of the Tau, correct?
Yes, we're hoping to slip in unnoticed. In fact, we're going to ride the Gulf in.
Interesting.
The Gulf being the Damocles Gulf, which is the big void of space that kind of separates Tau space from human space. There's an asteroid belt in the middle of the Gulf that's going to obscure us from their sensors, at least for a while, which gives us time to board the raft, find what we need, and then leave before the Tau decide to destroy it.
Understandable. How do the Tau even have the firepower to destroy a craft world?
Tau guns are not nothing, and they don't really have to destroy it, just alter its trajectory a little.
Ah, that's true.
And then they can sail it into a sun.
Can...
Currently, it's headed for Viola, if you're familiar with Tau Septs. One of their first sphere expansions, one of the first worlds they conquered after their own. So they're not going to let it get there.
Oh, what a pity.
And so she'll go on to explain the plan in a little bit more detail, but the big ticket items are going to be you need void suits, you'll need something to get through large blockages, and you'll need ammunition, most likely. And with that shopping list in your mind and gearing up to go and talk to Caleb about what you're going to get, that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all so much for joining us. We hope you have a lovely week, and we will catch you all next time.